You are building such a strong foundation with every single one of these practice runs. The key to true fluency isn't just knowing the words, it's about having the confidence to use them in any situation, especially the slightly more stressful ones. So, let's step into a scenario that can feel a little intimidating, dealing with a mistake on a bill. It could be your phone bill, your electricity bill, or any service you subscribe to. The principles are always the same: stay calm, be clear, and be polite. Let's imagine you've received your monthly internet bill, and you notice a charge that you don't recognize. It's higher than it should be. Your first step is to call the customer service department. You'll start the call just like any other. You could say, "Hello, I'm calling today to ask about a charge on my recent internet bill." Let's practice that opening line together. Repeat it after me. "Hello, I'm calling today to ask about a charge on my recent internet bill." Now you try it. The customer service agent will likely respond with something like, "Of course, I can help you with that. Could I please have your account number and your name?" You'll provide your information clearly. For example, "Yes, my name is Alex Miller, and my account number is 987-654-321. Then, you need to explain the issue. Be specific but concise. You could say, "Thank you. I'm looking at my bill dated October 15th, and I see a charge for a premium movie package that I don't believe I signed up for." Let's break that down and practice it. Repeat after me. "I'm looking at my bill dated October 15th, and I see a charge for a premium movie package that I don't believe I signed up for." Excellent. The key here is that you are not being accusatory. You are stating a fact and expressing your belief. Using phrases like "I don't believe I signed up for" is much softer and more effective than saying "you charged me for something I didn't order." It opens the door for a collaborative solution rather than a confrontation. The agent might then say, "I see. Let me investigate that for you. Please hold for a moment." When they return, they might confirm it was a mistake. They could say, "Thank you for waiting. It appears that charge was added in error. I have now removed it from your bill." Your response should be one of gratitude. You can say, "That's wonderful news. Thank you so much for your help in resolving this." Let's practice that final, positive closing. Repeat after me. "That's wonderful news. Thank you so much for your help in resolving this." Now, let's put the entire conversation together in a shadowing exercise. I will say each line, and you will repeat it right after me. This will help you with the rhythm and flow of the conversation. Are you ready? Let's begin. "Hello, I'm calling today to ask about a charge on my recent internet bill." Your turn. "Of course, I can help you with that. Could I please have your account number and your name?" Now you respond with your details. "Thank you. I'm looking at my bill dated October 15th, and I see a charge for a premium movie package that I don't believe I signed up for." Your turn. "I see. Let me investigate that for you. Please hold for a moment. Thank you for waiting. It appears that charge was added in error. I have now removed it from your bill." Now you. "That's wonderful news. Thank you so much for your help in resolving this." Your turn. Handling situations like this politely and effectively is a massive confidence booster. You've just learned how to advocate for yourself in English, and that is a powerful skill. You've just proven you can handle a tricky situation with confidence, and that's a huge step forward. Now, let's shift our focus from solving problems to actively creating opportunities. We're going to tackle a scenario that many people find nerve-wracking, but with the right approach, you can manage it with complete professionalism, following up on a job application. Picture this: you've submitted your application for a job you're truly excited about. A week or so has gone by, and you want to demonstrate that you are proactive and still very interested. A well-executed, polite phone call can leave a lasting, positive impression. When you dial the company's number, your first point of contact will probably be a receptionist. It is crucial to state who you are and the purpose of your call with absolute clarity. A great way to start is, "Hello, my name is Alex Miller. I'm calling to follow up on an application I submitted for the marketing assistant position." Let's practice that powerful opening. It is both direct and professional. Repeat it after me. "Hello, my name is Alex Miller. I'm calling to follow up on an application I submitted for the marketing assistant position." Now it's your turn to say it. The person who answers might reply with, "Thank you, let me see who you should speak with." "One moment, please." They will likely transfer your call to the hiring manager or someone in the human resources department. When the new person answers, you will introduce yourself once more and clearly state your purpose. You can say, "Hello, my name is Alex Miller. I submitted an application for the marketing assistant role last week, and I wanted to briefly follow up and reiterate my strong interest in the opportunity." This is a fantastic sentence. The word reiterate means to say something again, for emphasis or clarity, and it sounds exceptionally professional. Let's practice that key phrase. Repeat after me. "I wanted to briefly follow up and reiterate my strong interest in the opportunity." Wonderful. The hiring manager's response can vary. A common one is, "Thank you for following up, Alex. We are currently in the process of reviewing all applications and will be in touch shortly." In this situation, a simple and polite closing is your best option. You can reply, "That's great to hear. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you." Let's practice that courteous response. Repeat after me. "That's great to hear. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you." Now, let's combine this into a complete shadowing exercise. Imagine you have just been transferred to the hiring manager. I will be the manager, and you will deliver your lines with confidence. You can begin by introducing yourself. "Thank you for following up, Alex. We are currently in the process of reviewing all applications and will be in touch shortly." Now, you respond. That was a perfect, professional interaction. By making that call, you have placed your name at the forefront of their minds and showcased your excellent communication skills and genuine enthusiasm for the role. These are the small actions that can make a significant difference in your professional journey. You are learning to communicate your value, and that is an incredible asset. That was outstanding. You've navigated the professional world with poise and confidence. Now, let's bring our skills into another essential part of life: community and family interactions. We're going to practice a phone call that is incredibly important for any parent or guardian, which is arranging a meeting with a child's teacher. This type of call is all about being clear, respectful, and collaborative. Let's set the stage. You want to have a conversation with your child's teacher, perhaps to discuss their recent progress or to ask a question about an upcoming school project. Your first call will likely be to the school's main office, where an administrator will answer. You can begin with a very clear and polite opening. Hello, I would like to arrange a brief meeting with Mrs. Davis, the third-grade teacher. My daughter, Sarah Miller, is in her class. This opening is perfect because it provides the administrator with all the necessary information right away: your purpose, the teacher's name, and your child's name for context. Let's practice it. Repeat after me. Hello, I would like to arrange a brief meeting with Mrs. Davis, the third-grade teacher. My daughter, Sarah Miller, is in her class. Now you say it. The administrator might transfer you directly to the teacher or to their voicemail. Let's imagine you get to speak with the teacher directly. You'll want to introduce yourself again and state your purpose in a way that is respectful of their time. You can say, "Hello, Mrs. Davis. This is Alex Miller, Sarah's parent. I was hoping to schedule a brief 10-minute call with you sometime this week to touch base about her progress." Let's analyze that powerful sentence. To touch base is a wonderful, friendly idiom that simply means to make contact or to check in. Specifying a brief 10-minute call is incredibly important. It shows that you value the teacher's busy schedule and makes it much easier for them to agree to a conversation. Let's practice that key sentence. Repeat after me. I was hoping to schedule a brief 10-minute call with you sometime this week to touch base about her progress. Excellent. A teacher will almost always respond positively to such a thoughtful and polite request. She might say, "Of course, Alex. I'd be happy to speak with you. Would tomorrow afternoon around 3:30 p.m. work for you?" Your confirmation should be just as clear and appreciative. You can reply, "Yes, that works perfectly for me. Thank you so much. I'll look forward to speaking with you tomorrow at 3:30. Let's practice that confirmation. Repeat after me. "Yes, that works perfectly for me. Thank you so much. I'll look forward to speaking with you tomorrow at 3:30. Now for our shadowing practice. Imagine I am the teacher, Mrs. Davis, and you are the parent. You have just been connected to me on the phone. You can start the conversation now. Of course, Alex. I'd be happy to speak with you. Would tomorrow afternoon around 3:30 p.m. work for you?" Now, you respond. Wonderful. You have just successfully arranged an important meeting, demonstrating respect and clarity. This kind of communication builds a positive relationship with your child's school and shows that you are an engaged, supportive parent. Every one of these scenarios is another tool in your communication toolkit. You are doing an absolutely fantastic job. You've mastered making professional calls and important personal calls. Now, let's switch gears and practice a different but equally crucial skill: handling unexpected incoming calls. Not every conversation is one you plan to make. Sometimes, your phone rings, and you have to be ready to think on your feet, responding clearly and confidently in the moment. Let's imagine a very common situation. Your phone rings with a number you don't recognize. You decide to answer cautiously. A simple hello is a perfect and safe way to start. The person on the other end of the line says, "Hello, my name is David, and I'm calling from a market research company. We're conducting a short survey about local community services. Do you have about 5 minutes to share your opinions?" At this moment, you have a choice to make. You can either agree to participate or you can politely decline. Both are perfectly acceptable responses, and knowing how to deliver each one is a vital communication skill. First, let's explore Path A, agreeing to participate. If you have the time and are willing to share your thoughts, you can express your willingness with a simple, positive phrase. You could say, I see. Yes, I have a few minutes to spare. I'd be happy to help. The phrase to spare is a wonderful idiom that means you have extra time available. It sounds very natural. Let's practice that line. Repeat after me, yes, I have a few minutes to spare. I'd be happy to help. Now, let's explore Path B, which is just as important, politely declining. It is always your right not to participate in something, and you can do so without being rude. Here are a few excellent options for ending the call gracefully. A very direct, yet still polite option is, I'm sorry, but I'm not interested. Thank you. A softer option that provides a polite reason is, thank you for the call, but I'm afraid I'm in the middle of something right now. And a very firm but exceptionally courteous option is, I appreciate you reaching out, but I'd prefer not to participate. Have a good day. This last one is my personal favorite because it is so respectful yet leaves no room for negotiation. I appreciate you reaching out acknowledges their effort. I'd prefer not to is a powerful and polite way to state your personal decision. Let's do a mini drill for these polite refusals. Mastering this skill will build immense confidence. Repeat each one after me. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested. Thank you. Your turn. Thank you for the call, but I'm afraid I'm in the middle of something right now. Your turn. I appreciate you reaching out, but I'd prefer not to participate. Have a good day. Your turn. Excellent. Being able to say no politely is a communication superpower. It allows you to control your time and your conversations with grace. You never need to feel guilty or invent complicated excuses. A simple, clear, and polite refusal is always respected. You've now practiced how to engage and how to disengage, all while maintaining a confident tone. This versatility is what makes a truly effective communicator. Your ability to manage different types of conversations is growing with every single session. You can initiate planned calls, handle unexpected ones, and end any interaction with grace and confidence. Now, let's step up the complexity just a little bit. We're going to practice a scenario that requires you to listen, perform an action, and then report back, all within a single phone call. We are going to troubleshoot a technical problem. Let's imagine your home internet connection has suddenly stopped working. You've already performed the most basic step, which is to restart your modem and router, but unfortunately, it didn't solve the problem. Now it is time to call your internet service provider for assistance. You'll want to start the call by clearly stating the problem and, very importantly, the step you have already taken. This saves time and shows the agent that you've been proactive. You can say, "Hello, I'm calling because my internet service has stopped working. I've already tried restarting my modem and router." Let's practice that efficient opening line. Repeat after me, "Hello, I'm calling because my internet service has stopped working. I've already tried restarting my modem and router." Now you try it. The support agent on the other end will appreciate that information. They might respond with, "I'm sorry to hear you're having trouble. Let me check your connection from my end. Could you please look at your modem and tell me which lights are currently lit up?" Now you need to describe exactly what you see. This might require some specific vocabulary. You could say, yes, I see a solid green power light and a flashing receive light, but the send and online lights are both off. Let's practice that descriptive sentence. Repeat after me. I see a solid green power light and a flashing receive light, but the send and online lights are both off. The agent will use this information for their next step. They might say, okay, thank you for that detail. I'm going to send a refresh signal to your modem from our system. This process can take up to 5 minutes. Please keep an eye on the lights and let me know when the online light turns solid green. After a few minutes, you see a change. You report back with the good news, okay, I'm watching it, and yes. The online light is now solid green. I think it's working again. The agent will confirm on their end, excellent. I'm showing a stable connection on my side now as well. Is there anything else I can assist you with today? Your final response is simple and full of gratitude. No, that was it. Thank you so much for your help. Now, let's shadow this entire multi-step process. I will be the support agent. You can start the call. I'm sorry to hear you're having trouble. Let me check your connection from my end. Could you please look at your modem and tell me which lights are currently lit up? Now you respond. Okay, thank you for that detail. I'm going to send a refresh signal to your modem from our system. This process can take up to 5 minutes. Please keep an eye on the lights and let me know when the online light turns solid green. Imagine waiting a few minutes. Now you can report the good news. Excellent. I'm showing a stable connection on my side now as well. Is there anything else I can assist you with today? Now you close the call. Fantastic. That was a much more complex interaction, and you handled it perfectly. You listened to instructions, provided clear information, and navigated the conversation to a successful resolution. This is a huge milestone. You navigated that technical support call like a true professional. That ability to listen, follow instructions, and communicate clearly, especially when you might be feeling frustrated, is a sign of real and meaningful progress. Let's now move to another very practical, real-world scenario that you will almost certainly encounter: calling a pharmacy to refill a prescription. This is a common task that requires you to be clear and accurate with the information you provide. Imagine you are running low on a medication and you need to order a refill. You have the medicine bottle in your hand, so you have all the necessary information ready to go. This is a key tip for so many phone calls: always be prepared before you dial the number. It makes the entire process smoother and faster. You call the pharmacy. You can start the conversation with a very direct and clear request. You can say, "Hello, I would like to request a refill for a prescription, please." Let's practice that simple and effective opening. Repeat after me. Hello, I would like to request a refill for a prescription, please. Now it's your turn. The pharmacy technician or pharmacist will then ask for the specific details they need to find your file. They might say, "Of course. Could I have the prescription number, please?" It should be on the label of your medication bottle. Because you are prepared, you can provide this information smoothly and without hesitation. You would say, "Yes, the prescription number is RX 789-456. The name on the prescription is Alex Miller." Let's practice providing those crucial details. Repeat after me. Yes, the prescription number is RX 789-456. The name on the prescription is Alex Miller. The technician will then confirm the information and give you a time frame for when it will be ready. They might say, "Thank you, Mr. Miller. I see it right here. We can have that ready for you to pick up in about 1 hour." Your final step is to confirm that the time works for you and to express your thanks. You can say, "That's perfect. I will come by in about an hour. Thank you so much for your help." Let's practice that polite closing. Repeat after me. That's perfect. I will come by in about an hour. Thank you so much for your help. Now, sometimes there might be a small complication. For instance, you might be out of refills. The technician would say, "It looks like there are no refills remaining on this prescription. We will need to contact your doctor for authorization." In that case, your response would be, "Oh, I see. Could you please go ahead and contact them for me? Thank you." This shows you understand and gives them permission to proceed. For our shadowing practice today, let's focus on the successful refill scenario. I will be the pharmacy technician. You can start the call. Of course. Could I have the prescription number, please? It should be on the label of the bottle. Now you respond. Thank you, Mr. Miller. I see it right here. We can have that ready for you to pick up in about 1 hour. Now you confirm and close the call. Excellent work. You handled that essential task with ease and precision. Every one of these calls you master makes your daily life in an English-speaking environment that much easier and more manageable. You are building a complete set of skills for total communication confidence. You are doing an incredible job mastering these essential daily tasks. From navigating technical support to handling pharmacy refills, your skills are becoming more and more versatile and robust. Now, let's shift our focus from necessary errands to something more social and enjoyable, planning a meal out with a friend. We're going to practice calling a restaurant, not to make a reservation, but to ask an important question about their menu. This scenario is extremely common, especially when you or someone you are dining with has a dietary restriction, an allergy, or a specific food preference. Calling ahead of time is a very thoughtful and safe thing to do, and it shows great consideration. Let's imagine you want to take a friend to a new restaurant, but your friend has a significant dietary need, like a gluten allergy. You need to make sure they will have safe and delicious options to eat before you commit to going. You call the restaurant. You can start the conversation by clearly stating that you just have a question. You could say, "Hello, I'm calling with a quick question about your menu." This is a great opening because it immediately lets the staff know that you are not making a reservation and that you just need a moment of their time for some information. Let's practice it. Repeat after me. Hello, I'm calling with a quick question about your menu. Now it's your turn. Now for the most important part, asking about the specific dietary needs. You want to be as clear as possible. You could say, "I'm planning to dine with you this evening, and my friend has a gluten allergy. I was just wondering if you have good gluten-free options available." Let's analyze that question. You mention that you are a potential customer, planning to dine with you. You clearly state the dietary need, gluten allergy. And you ask a direct, polite question, "I was just wondering if." This is a perfect way to phrase your inquiry. Let's practice that key question. Repeat after me. I'm planning to dine with you this evening, and my friend has a gluten allergy. I was just wondering if you have good gluten-free options available. A good restaurant will be well prepared for this question. The host might say, "Thank you so much for calling ahead to check." Yes, we do. We have a dedicated gluten-free pasta we can use for most of our pasta dishes, and several of our main courses are naturally gluten-free. Please just make sure to inform your server about the allergy when you order. This is the kind of reassuring answer you want to hear. Your response should show your appreciation. You can say, "That's wonderful to hear. Thank you so much for your help. That gives me great peace of mind." The phrase peace of mind is a fantastic idiom that means a feeling of being safe, calm, and without worry. Let's practice that closing. Repeat after me. That's wonderful to hear. Thank you so much for your help. That gives me great peace of mind. Now, let's put it all together in a shadowing exercise. I will be the restaurant host. You can start the call. Thank you so much for calling ahead to check. Yes, we do. We have a dedicated gluten-free pasta we can use for most of our pasta dishes, and several of our main courses are naturally gluten-free. Please just make sure to inform your server about the allergy when you order. Now, you respond. Fantastic. You've just ensured a safe and enjoyable dining experience for your friend. This kind of thoughtful communication is a hallmark of a truly fluent and considerate speaker. You're not just speaking English, you're using it to care for others. That was beautifully done. Using your language skills not just for necessary tasks but also to ensure a pleasant and safe social experience is a wonderful milestone. Now, let's tackle a scenario that many native speakers themselves find stressful: calling an airline to change a flight. This type of call requires you to be organized, to listen very carefully to details like fees and fare differences, and to clearly confirm the changes you want to make. Let's set the scene. You have a flight booked for this coming Friday, but your plans have unexpectedly changed, and you now need to fly on Sunday instead. Before you call, you do the most important thing: you prepare. You find your booking confirmation email and write down your 6-digit confirmation code. Being prepared is half the battle. When you call an airline, you often have to navigate an automated menu first. But let's imagine you've pressed the right buttons and you are now speaking to a customer service agent. You can start by stating your goal clearly and directly. You can say, "Hello, I need to make a change to an existing flight reservation." Let's practice that direct opening. Repeat after me. "Hello, I need to make a change to an existing flight reservation." Now it's your turn. The airline agent will then ask for your booking details. They will likely say something like, "Certainly. Can I please have your 6-digit confirmation code and the last name on the reservation?" You, being prepared, will provide it clearly. "Yes, the confirmation code is YG3BKP, and the last name is Miller." Next, you need to state exactly what change you want to make. Be as specific as possible with dates and times. You can say, "I'm currently booked on the 10 a.m. flight to Chicago on Friday, October 25th. I need to change that to the same flight on Sunday, October 27th. Let's practice that specific request. Repeat after me. I'm currently booked on the 10 a.m. flight to Chicago on Friday, October 25th. I need to change that to the same flight on Sunday, October 27th. Now comes the most important part of the call: listening carefully. The agent will check the availability and explain any costs. They might say, "Okay, let me check that for you." "Yes, there are seats available on Sunday." According to your ticket's rules, there is a $50 change fee plus the difference in airfare. The flight on Sunday is $30 more, so the total cost to make the change will be $80. Would you like me to proceed? You need to confirm that you understand and agree. You can say, "Yes, I understand. Please go ahead with the change." The agent will finalize the booking and confirm with you one last time. They'll say, "All right, I have made that change. You are now confirmed for the flight to Chicago on Sunday the 27th. You will receive an updated confirmation email shortly." Your final response is one of thanks, "Perfect. Thank you so much for your assistance today." Let's do a shadowing exercise for this important call. I will be the airline agent. You can start the call. Certainly. Can I please have your 6-digit confirmation code and the last name on the reservation? Now you respond. Okay, let me check that for you. Yes, there are seats available on Sunday. According to your ticket's rules, there is a $50 change fee plus the difference in airfare. The flight on Sunday is $30 more, so the total cost to make the change will be $80. Would you like me to proceed? Now you confirm. All right, I have made that change. You are now confirmed for the flight to Chicago on Sunday the 27th. You will receive an updated confirmation email shortly. Now you close the call. You just handled a complex, high-stakes conversation with incredible clarity and confidence. This is a massive achievement. Handling that airline call was a masterclass in staying calm and clear under pressure. You are truly becoming ready for any situation. Now, let's shift our focus from transactional conversations to something deeply personal and relational. We're going to practice one of the most important, and sometimes one of the most difficult, conversations you can have in any language: calling a friend to sincerely apologize. This kind of call is not about getting a service or changing a booking, it is about mending a connection and showing you care. The words you choose, and especially the sincere tone you use, are incredibly important. Let's imagine the scenario: you were supposed to meet a friend for coffee this morning, but you completely forgot about it. You stood them up, and you feel awful. You need to call them and make it right. When you make this call, you should get straight to the point. This is not the time for small talk about the weather. You can open with, "Hi, Sarah. It's Alex. I am calling to sincerely apologize." This opening immediately shows the seriousness of your call and that you are taking full responsibility for your actions. Let's practice it. Repeat after me, "Hi, Sarah. It's Alex. I am calling to sincerely apologize." Now it's your turn. Now for the heart of the apology. It is crucial to own your mistake completely, without making excuses. You could say, "I am so incredibly sorry that I missed our coffee date this morning. I have no good excuse, it completely slipped my mind, and I feel terrible for leaving you waiting. I was really looking forward to seeing you." Let's analyze this powerful apology. Incredibly sorry is much stronger than just sorry. I have no good excuse is a key phrase for taking full ownership. It slipped my mind is a common and honest idiom for forgetting something. And stating that you feel terrible and were looking forward to it reinforces how much you value the friendship. Let's practice that apology. Repeat after me and try to use a sincere tone of voice. I am so incredibly sorry that I missed our coffee date this morning. I have no good excuse, it completely slipped my mind, and I feel terrible for leaving you waiting. A good friend will likely be understanding and gracious. They might say, "Oh, Alex, thank you for calling. I was a bit worried, but please don't feel terrible." These things happen to everyone. A true apology often includes an offer to make things right. This is called making amends. You can say, "I really appreciate you being so understanding. I would love to make it up to you. Are you free to try again later this week? Lunch would be on me." To make it up to you and it's on me are fantastic idioms here. On me simply means I will pay. Let's practice that. Repeat after me, I would love to make it up to you. Are you free to try again later this week? Lunch would be on me. Now, let's shadow the whole conversation. I will be your friend, Sarah. You can start the call. "Oh, Alex, thank you for calling. I was a bit worried, but please don't feel terrible. These things happen to everyone." Now, you respond by offering to make amends. "I'd love that. How about Thursday?" Fantastic. You have just navigated a delicate personal conversation with sincerity, humility, and grace. You took responsibility, expressed genuine regret, and successfully repaired the connection with your friend. This is an advanced communication skill that goes far beyond just vocabulary. You are learning to express your heart in English. That was truly wonderful. Your ability to handle a sensitive apology with such grace and sincerity shows a deep and nuanced understanding of communication. Now, let's swing the pendulum from mending connections to celebrating them. We are going to practice a call that is filled with pure joy and excitement, calling a friend to congratulate them on a major life achievement. This type of call is all about energy, enthusiasm, and sharing in someone else's happiness. For this conversation, your tone of voice is just as important as the words you choose. You want to sound genuinely happy for them. Let's set the scene. You are scrolling through your phone and you see a post from your good friend, Mark. He just announced that he got a huge promotion at his job. You want to call him right away to share in his excitement. You dial his number, and when he answers, you can start with high energy. There is no need for a formal hello in a moment like this. You can jump right in, "Mark. Hey, it's Alex. I just saw your post, congratulations." Let's practice that enthusiastic opening. Try to put a real smile in your voice. Repeat after me, "Mark. Hey, it's Alex. I just saw your post, congratulations." Now it's your turn. Next, you want to amplify that excitement and invite your friend to share the story. You can say, "That is absolutely fantastic news. I am so thrilled for you. You have to tell me all about it. When did you find out?" Let's look at those powerful words. Absolutely fantastic and thrilled are strong, positive words that convey great joy. "You have to tell me all about it" is a very friendly and eager way to ask for details. Let's practice this part. Repeat after me, "That is absolutely fantastic news. I am so thrilled for you." Your friend, hearing your excitement, will be happy to share. He might say, "Alex, thanks so much for calling. I'm over the moon. My boss told me this afternoon. I still can't quite believe it. A crucial part of being a good friend is validating their success and showing them that you always believed in them. You can say, I can totally believe it. I'm not surprised at all. You have worked so hard for this, and you 100% deserve it. This calls for a celebration. Saying, I'm not surprised at all and you deserve it are incredibly supportive and affirming phrases. This calls for a celebration is a great, natural way to transition to making plans. Let's practice that validation. Repeat after me, I'm not surprised at all. You have worked so hard for this, and you 100% deserve it. The conversation now naturally leads to making plans. You can suggest, we absolutely have to get together and celebrate properly. Are you free this weekend for a celebratory dinner or some drinks? Now, let's shadow the key parts of this happy call. I will be your friend, Mark. You see my news and you call me. You can start the conversation. Alex. Thanks so much for calling. I'm over the moon. My boss told me this afternoon. I still can't quite believe it. Now you respond with excitement and validation. You're right, we do. I'm free Saturday. Let's make it happen. Thanks again for calling, it really means a lot to me. You just shared a moment of pure joy with a friend. Being able to express happiness for others is a beautiful skill, and you did it perfectly. You are not just learning English, you are learning to build and strengthen your friendships with it. Sharing in a friend's joy is one of the best parts of communication, and you handled that celebratory call beautifully. You have practiced making requests, giving information, and expressing a wide range of emotions. Now, let's focus on a critical skill for comprehension and empowerment, actively listening and asking clarifying questions. Sometimes, during a phone call, someone will give you information that is technical, confusing, or simply new to you. It is always your right to politely ask for a simpler explanation or for more details. Never feel like you have to pretend to understand. True communication is about shared understanding. Let's imagine you have a leaky pipe under your kitchen sink. You have already sent some pictures to a local plumber, and now he is calling you back to explain the problem and the solution. The plumber calls and says, "Hello, this is John the plumber returning your call. I've had a look at the pictures you sent. It looks like the issue isn't the pipe itself, but the P-trap fitting has corroded. We'll need to replace the whole assembly." Now, you might be thinking to yourself, what on earth is a P-trap? It is perfectly okay to ask. Don't just nod along. You can politely interrupt to ask for clarification. You can say, "I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that term. Could you please explain what a P-trap is?" This is a fantastic, polite, and confident way to ask for more information. Let's practice it. Repeat after me, "I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that term. Could you please explain what a P-trap is?" Now it's your turn. The plumber would then explain in simpler terms, of course. It's just that U-shaped pipe you see under the sink. Its job is to hold a little bit of water to block odors from coming up the drain. Okay, now you understand the what, but you might want to understand the why. He said the whole assembly needs to be replaced, but maybe it can just be repaired. You can ask for more justification. You could say, "Okay, that makes sense. And you mentioned the whole thing needs to be replaced? Is it not possible to just patch the corroded part? This is another excellent clarifying question. It shows that you are engaged and thinking critically about the situation. Let's practice it. Repeat after me, okay, that makes sense. And you mentioned the whole thing needs to be replaced? The plumber might reply, that's a good question. With this type of corrosion, a patch is only a temporary fix and it will likely leak again soon. Replacing the whole assembly is a permanent solution and will prevent future problems. Now you have all the information. You understand the what and the why. You can agree with confidence. You can say, I see. Thank you for explaining that so clearly. In that case, let's go ahead with the full replacement. When would you be able to do the work? Let's practice that final agreement. Repeat after me, I see. Thank you for explaining that so clearly. Let's go ahead with the full replacement. In this shadowing exercise, let's focus on your clarifying questions. I will be the plumber. Hello, this is John the plumber. It seems the problem isn't the main pipe, but the P-trap fitting has corroded and needs to be replaced. Now you ask for clarification on the term. Of course. It's just that U-shaped pipe you see under the sink. Now you ask why it needs to be replaced. That's a good question. Replacing the whole assembly is the only way to guarantee it won't be a problem in the future. Now you agree to the work. You just took control of a conversation where you were receiving confusing information and you turned it into a clear and productive dialogue. This skill of asking for clarification is one of the most empowering tools you can possibly have. That was absolutely perfect. By asking those clarifying questions, you ensured that you understood the situation completely before you agreed to anything. That is a skill that will serve you well in every single aspect of your life. You have proven that you are not just a passive listener, you are an active and engaged participant in your conversations. Now, let's use that skill in a slightly different context. We are going to practice a call where your primary goal is to gather a lot of information in order to make a decision. Let's imagine you are thinking about joining a new gym. You need to call them to find out about their prices, their hours, and, most importantly, their membership terms. You dial the number for the local fitness center. You can start with a simple and direct inquiry. You can say, "Hello, I'm calling to get some information about your gym memberships, please." Let's practice that clear opening. Repeat after me, "Hello, I'm calling to get some information about your gym memberships, please." Now it's your turn. The person at the front desk will likely be very helpful and enthusiastic. They might say, "That's great. We'd be happy to help. We have a few different options. What kind of information are you looking for?" This is where you take control of the conversation by asking your specific questions. For a call like this, it is a fantastic idea to have a list of questions ready before you even dial. For example, you could ask, "First, could you please tell me the price for a standard month-to-month membership? Second, what are your gym's hours during the week and on weekends? Third, does that membership include access to group classes, like yoga and spinning? And finally, a very important question, is there a long-term contract, or is it a month-to-month plan that I can cancel at any time?" Asking about the contract terms is absolutely crucial. Let's practice asking that list of questions. We will do it as a drill to build your confidence. Repeat each question after me. Could you please tell me the price for a standard month-to-month membership? What are your gym's hours during the week and on weekends? Does that membership include access to group classes? Is there a long-term contract, or can I cancel at any time? Excellent. The staff member would then provide the answers. For example, our month-to-month plan is $40. We are open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. on weekdays, and 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekends. Yes, all classes are included. And no, there is no long-term contract, we just require 30 days notice to cancel. Now that you have all the information, you do not have to make a decision right away. You can end the call politely while you think about it. You can say, "That's all very clear. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer my questions. I'm going to think it over, and I might stop by for a tour later this week." This is a perfect, no-pressure way to end the call. Let's practice it. Repeat after me. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer my questions. I'm going to think it over. Now, let's do a quick shadow of the most important part, your questions. I will be the gym employee. That's great. We'd be happy to help. What information can I provide for you? Now you ask your series of questions. You just confidently gathered all the necessary information to make an informed decision. You are in complete control of the conversation, and you did it politely and efficiently. This is a skill you can use when calling any kind of business. Your information gathering skills are now top-notch. You can confidently call any business and get the precise details you need to make smart, informed decisions. Let's now switch our focus to a scenario where you are the one who needs to give important information in a professional context. We are going to practice a very common and essential phone call, calling in sick to work. This call needs to be handled with professionalism. The goal is to be clear, concise, and responsible. There is absolutely no need for a long, dramatic story about your illness. A simple, direct approach is always best. Let's set the scene. You wake up in the morning feeling quite unwell. You have a fever and a cough, and you know you cannot and should not go into the office. You need to call your manager, Sarah, to inform her that you will not be coming in. When your manager answers the phone, you should get straight to the point. You can say, "Good morning, Sarah. It's Alex calling. I'm afraid I need to call in sick today." This opening is perfect. It is polite, it clearly identifies you, and it uses the standard, universally understood professional phrase to call in sick. Let's practice it. Repeat after me. Good morning, Sarah. It's Alex calling. I'm afraid I need to call in sick today. Now it's your turn. While you do not need to share all of your private medical details, it is helpful and professional to give a brief, general reason for your absence. You could say, "I woke up with a fever and a bad cough, so I don't think it would be responsible for me to come into the office and risk getting my colleague sick." This is a great sentence. It gives a simple, factual reason and, more importantly, it shows that you are being considerate of the health of your team, which is something any manager will appreciate. Let's practice that. Repeat after me. I woke up with a fever and a bad cough, so I don't think it would be responsible for me to come into the office. Your manager will likely be understanding and supportive. She might say, "Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Alex. Thank you for letting me know. Please focus on resting and getting better. A responsible employee will also briefly mention their work to show their commitment. You can say, "Thank you. I will keep an eye on my email from home for anything urgent. I will also let you know later today how I'm feeling about tomorrow." This shows you are still thinking about your responsibilities. Keeping an eye on my email is a great phrase that doesn't promise you'll be working all day. And promising an update for the next day is very professional. Let's practice that. Repeat after me, "I will keep an eye on my email from home for anything urgent." Finally, your manager will likely tell you not to worry, and you can end the call. Let's do a full shadowing exercise. I will be your manager, Sarah. You wake up sick and you call me. You can start the conversation. "Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Alex. Thank you for letting me know. Please focus on resting and getting better." Now you respond about your work. "Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Don't worry too much about work, just rest up." You just handled a necessary professional duty with perfect clarity and responsibility. You gave clear information, you managed expectations for your work, and you are considerate of your colleagues. This is exactly how a true professional communicates. You are doing an amazing job. You handled that professional responsibility perfectly. Your communication skills are becoming so incredibly well-rounded, preparing you for any situation life might throw your way. Now, let's practice a situation that can be uncomfortable, but is very important for self-advocacy, making a complaint to get a problem solved. The key to a successful complaint is to remain calm, be firm, and state the facts clearly, rather than acting out of anger or emotion. Let's imagine you are traveling. You have just checked into your hotel room after a long day. You open the door, and you are shocked to discover that the room has not been cleaned. The bed is unmade, the trash is full, and there are used towels on the bathroom floor. You need to call the front desk immediately to get this resolved. You pick up the phone in your room. You should start by clearly identifying yourself and your location within the hotel. You can say, "Hello, this is Alex Miller in room 305. Let's practice that simple, clear start. Repeat after me, "Hello, this is Alex Miller in room 305. Now it's your turn. Next, you need to state the problem. Do not yell or make accusations. Just state the facts of the situation calmly and clearly. You can say, "I've just gotten to my room, and it appears that it has not been serviced from the previous guest. The bed is unmade and there are used towels on the floor." This is a perfect way to make a complaint. You are not saying you did a bad job. You are simply describing the situation factually. Using the phrase "it appears that" is a very polite and effective way to introduce the problem. Let's practice stating the problem. Repeat after me, "I've just gotten to my room, and it appears that it has not been serviced." A good hotel will respond with an immediate and sincere apology. The front desk agent might say, "Oh my goodness, Mr. Miller. I am so terribly sorry. That is completely unacceptable, and I sincerely apologize for this oversight." They should then immediately offer a solution. They might say, "We can either have housekeeping come to your room immediately for a full, deep cleaning, or we can move you to a new, clean room right away. What would you prefer?" Now you get to choose the solution that works best for you. Let's say you would rather just have a new room. You can say, thank you. I think I would prefer to be moved to a new room, please. Let's practice making that choice. Repeat after me, thank you. I think I would prefer to be moved to a new room, please. The agent will then finalize the solution. They might say, of course. I am moving you to room 412. I've upgraded you to one of our suites for the inconvenience. I am sending a bellman up with the new keys right now to assist you with your luggage. Your final response should acknowledge their help. That is very kind of you. Thank you for resolving this so quickly. Let's do a full shadowing exercise. I will be the front desk agent. You have just arrived in your dirty room and you are calling me. You can start the conversation. Oh my goodness, Mr. Miller. I am so terribly sorry. That is completely unacceptable, and I sincerely apologize for this oversight. We can either have housekeeping come to your room immediately, or we can move you to a new, clean room right away. What would you prefer? Now you respond. Of course. I am moving you to room 412. I've upgraded you to one of our suites for the inconvenience. I am sending a bellman up with the new keys right now to assist you with your luggage. Now you give your final thanks. You just turned a very negative situation into a positive outcome. By staying calm and factual, you got the problem solved efficiently and even received an upgrade. This is the art of effective communication. Turning a negative experience like that into a positive one through clear and calm communication is a truly advanced skill. You advocated for yourself perfectly. Let's now practice another common travel-related task, calling a car rental agency to get information for an upcoming trip. This call is all about gathering specific details so you can compare your options and make the best choice for your needs. Let's imagine you are planning a weekend trip for next month. You will be flying into a city and you need to rent a car from the airport. You are calling one of the major rental agencies to check their prices, availability, and policies. You can start the call with a very clear statement of your goal. You can say, "Hello, I'd like to get a quote for a car rental for an upcoming trip, please." Let's practice that clear and direct opening. Repeat after me, "Hello, I'd like to get a quote for a car rental for an upcoming trip, please." Now it's your turn. The rental agent will then need more specific information to be able to help you. They will likely ask, of course. I can certainly help with that. Can you please provide the pickup and drop-off dates, as well as the location? You should provide this information as clearly as possible. You could say, "Yes, I'm looking to pick up a car at the city airport on Friday, November 15th, around 10 in the morning. I would be returning it to the same location on Sunday, November 17th, in the evening." The agent will then look up the options for you. They might say, "Okay, for those dates, I can offer you a compact car, like a Ford Focus, for a total of $120 for the weekend." Now, you do not have to accept the first option they give you. You can, and should, ask for more information about other types of cars to compare. You could ask, "Okay, thank you. And what about a larger vehicle, like a mid-size SUV? What would the price be for that?" This is a great follow-up question that gives you more control. Let's practice it. Repeat after me, "What about a larger vehicle, like a mid-size SUV?" The agent might reply, "A mid-size SUV would be $180 for the weekend." Before you end the call, there are some very important questions to ask about the requirements. You can say, "That's very helpful. Could you also tell me what documents I will need to bring? And are there any age restrictions?" This is a crucial question. The agent will reply, "Yes, you will need a valid driver's license and a major credit card, both in the same name. The minimum age to rent from us is 25. Now you have all the information you need. You can end the call politely without making a booking just yet. You can say, "Perfect. Thank you so much for all your help. I will discuss this with my family and likely book online later today. Let's do a shadowing exercise. I will be the rental agent. You can start the call." Of course. I can certainly help with that. Can you please provide the pickup and drop-off dates, as well as the location? Now you respond. Okay, for those dates, I can offer you a compact car for a total of $120 for the weekend. Now you ask about a bigger car. A mid-size SUV would be $180 for the weekend. Now you ask about the requirements. Yes, you will need a valid driver's license and a major credit card in the same name. The minimum age to rent is 25. Now you close the call politely. You just expertly gathered all the necessary details for your trip, comparing options and asking critical questions. This is how you make smart decisions and travel with confidence and without surprises. You are becoming a true expert at navigating these essential service calls. Gathering all those details for the car rental was handled perfectly, ensuring you can make a smart and confident decision. Now, let's move on to a different kind of service appointment, one that involves more personal taste and requires you to use descriptive language, calling a hair salon to book an appointment. This type of call can sometimes feel intimidating because you have to describe a look you want, which can be subjective. However, with a few key phrases and descriptive words, you can communicate your vision clearly and confidently. Let's imagine you have decided it is time for a new look. You are calling a salon that a friend recommended to book an appointment for both a haircut and a new color. You can start the call by identifying yourself as a new client and stating what general services you need. You can say, "Hello, I'm a new client, and I'd like to book an appointment for a cut and color, please." Let's practice that helpful opening. Repeat after me, "Hello, I'm a new client, and I'd like to book an appointment for a cut and color, please." Now it's your turn. The receptionist will be happy to help. They might ask, "We'd love to have you. Do you have a specific day in mind that works for you?" You can give them your general availability. "I'm pretty flexible, but I was hoping for sometime next week in the afternoon, if possible." The receptionist finds a time. "Okay, I have an opening next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Would that work for you?" You agree, "Yes, Tuesday at 2 p.m. is perfect." Now comes the important descriptive part of the conversation. The receptionist might ask, "Great. Just so I can book the correct amount of time for you, can you tell me a little bit about your hair and what you're thinking of doing?" This is your chance to describe your vision. Be as specific as you can. For example, "Of course. I have long, straight hair right now, about to the middle of my back. I'd like to cut a few inches off, maybe to my shoulder blades, and add some long layers for more volume. For the color, I was thinking of some subtle, natural-looking highlights." Let's break that down. You described your current hair, long, straight, the desired length. to my shoulder blades, the style, long layers for volume, and the color, subtle, natural-looking highlights. This is a perfect, clear description. Let's practice that descriptive part. It is a great way to build your vocabulary for describing appearances. Repeat after me. I'd like to cut a few inches off, maybe to my shoulder blades, and add some long layers for more volume. For the color, I was thinking of some subtle, natural-looking highlights. The receptionist will appreciate the detail. That's a perfect description, thank you. That helps a lot. I've booked you in for a cut and partial highlights with our stylist, Jessica, on Tuesday at 2 p.m. We will send you a confirmation text. You can close the call with a simple confirmation, "Wonderful. Thank you so much for your help. I'll see you then." Let's do a quick shadowing exercise. I will be the receptionist. Great. Just so I can book the correct amount of time for you, can you tell me a little bit about your hair and what you're thinking of doing? Now you give your detailed description. That's a perfect description, thank you. I've booked you in for a cut and partial highlights with our stylist, Jessica, on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Now you close the call. You just successfully communicated a creative and personal request. Using descriptive language like this opens up a whole new level of communication, allowing you to share your vision for anything, from a haircut to a home renovation project. You are doing fantastic work. Your ability to describe exactly what you want is fantastic, and that skill is useful in so many different situations. Now, let's switch from a longer, more descriptive call to a very common type of conversation that is all about speed and accuracy, placing a takeout order over the phone. These calls are usually quick and to the point, so being clear and efficient is the absolute key to success. There is no need for small talk. The goal is to communicate your order accurately. Let's set the scene. It is a busy Tuesday night, and you have decided to order food from your favorite local pizza place. You have already looked at their menu online, so you know exactly what you want to order. As always, being prepared is a great strategy that makes any phone call easier. You dial the number. You can start with a very direct opening that immediately states your purpose. You can say, "Hi, I'd like to place an order for pickup, please." This immediately tells the employee the purpose of your call. Let's practice it. Repeat after me, "Hi, I'd like to place an order for pickup, please." Now it's your turn. The person on the phone will likely say, "Okay, what can I get for you?" Now you state your order clearly. It is good practice to state the quantity and any specific choices or modifications. For example, I'd like to get 1 large pepperoni pizza and an order of the garlic bread with cheese. Let's practice placing that simple order. Repeat after me. I'd like to get 1 large pepperoni pizza and an order of the garlic bread with cheese. Now comes a very important step in the process, the confirmation. The employee will almost always repeat your order back to you to make sure they got it right. This is a critical moment for you to listen carefully. They might say, "Okay, so that's 1 large pepperoni pizza and 1 order of garlic bread with cheese. Is that all correct?" You need to listen and confirm. You can simply say, "Yes, that's correct." The employee will then give you the total price and the estimated time until your food will be ready. They will say something like, "Great. Your total is $24.75, and it will be ready in about 15 to 20 minutes. The final step is for you to provide your name for the order and end the call. You can say, okay, perfect. The name for the order is Alex. I'll see you in about 20 minutes. Thanks. Let's practice that final part. Repeat after me, okay, perfect. The name for the order is Alex. I'll see you in about 20 minutes. Thanks. Now, let's do a full shadowing exercise of this quick and common call. I will be the pizza shop employee. You can start the call. Okay, what can I get for you? Now you place your order. Okay, so that's 1 large pepperoni pizza and 1 order of garlic bread with cheese. Is that all correct? Now you confirm. Great. Your total is $24.75, and it will be ready in about 15 to 20 minutes. Now you give your name and end the call. Excellent. That was a fast, efficient, and successful conversation. You stated what you wanted, you listened carefully to the confirmation to ensure accuracy, and you ended the call politely. These short, everyday calls are a huge part of daily life, and you just proved you can handle them with absolute ease. You are building a complete set of skills for every possible situation. That was perfect. Your efficiency on that takeout call was truly impressive. You have proven that you can handle quick, transactional conversations with no problem at all. Now, let's practice the complete opposite, a longer, more relaxed social call where the only goal is to simply connect with someone you care about. We are going to practice calling a friend who you have not spoken to in a while, just to catch up. This type of conversation is less about completing a task and more about the art of listening, asking good questions, and strengthening personal relationships. Let's imagine you are thinking about your good friend, Sarah. It has been a few weeks since you last talked, and you decide to give her a call to see how she is doing. When she answers the phone, you can start with a warm opening that acknowledges the time that has passed. You could say, Sarah. Hi, it's Alex. I know it's been a little while, but I was just thinking about you and wanted to call and see how you're doing. This is a perfect, friendly opening. I was just thinking about you is a wonderful and sincere reason to call someone. Let's practice it. Repeat after me, I know it's been a little while, but I was just thinking about you and wanted to see how you're doing. Now it's your turn. Your friend will be happy to hear from you. She might say, Alex. It's so great to hear your voice. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I've just been busy with work. How have you been? After you briefly answer, the key to a good catch-up call is to ask open-ended questions that get the other person talking. Instead of questions that have a simple yes or no answer, you should ask questions that start with what or how. For example, I'm doing well, thanks. But tell me, what have you been up to lately? Anything new and exciting? What have you been up to lately is a fantastic open-ended question. Let's practice it. Repeat after me, what have you been up to lately? Anything new and exciting? Now, the most important part of this call is active listening. Imagine Sarah says, actually, yes. I finally signed up for that pottery class I was telling you about a while ago. Your job is to show that you are listening and to ask a follow-up question. You could say, no way, that's so cool. How is it? Are you enjoying it? This shows that you remember your previous conversations and that you are genuinely interested in her life. After you have talked about her life for a bit, she will likely turn the conversation back to you. This is when you can share a short update from your own life. A good conversation should be a balanced, two-way street. To end the call, you can make loose plans to see each other soon. You can say, "Well, it has been so good to catch up with you. We really shouldn't let it be so long next time. Let's grab coffee for real next week." Let's practice that warm closing. Repeat after me, "It has been so good to catch up with you. We should definitely grab coffee next week." Let's do a quick shadow of the key conversational phrases. I will be your friend Sarah. You are calling me after a few weeks. You can start. Alex. It's so great to hear your voice. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Just busy with work. How have you been? Now you ask me an open-ended question. Actually, yes. I finally signed up for that pottery class I was telling you about. Now you ask a follow-up question. You just had a natural, warm, and connecting conversation. This is how friendships are maintained. It is not just about grammar, it is about genuine interest and care, and you express that perfectly. Having a warm, connecting conversation like that is such a wonderful skill. You are not just speaking English, you are actively building and maintaining your community. Now, let's practice another very common and happy social call, inviting a friend to a specific event. This type of call is all about sharing your excitement and making someone feel welcome and wanted. Your tone should be upbeat, friendly, and enthusiastic. Let's set the scene. Your birthday is coming up next weekend, and you are planning to have a small, casual barbecue at your house to celebrate. You are calling your good friend, Mark, to invite him personally. You can start the call in a friendly way and check his availability before you even mention the party. This is a very common and polite technique. You could say, "Hey Mark, it's Alex. How are you doing? Quick question for you, do you have any plans for next Saturday evening?" Let's practice that casual opening. Repeat after me, "Hey Mark, it's Alex. Do you have any plans for next Saturday evening?" Now it's your turn. Your friend will likely say something like, "Hey Alex. I'm doing well. And no, I don't think I have any plans for next Saturday." Why? What's up? This is the perfect opening for you to extend the invitation. You can say, "That's great to hear. Well, next Saturday is actually my birthday, and I'm having a casual barbecue at my house to celebrate. I would really love it if you could come." Let's analyze that. "I would really love it if you could come" is a very warm and personal way to invite someone. It makes them feel genuinely wanted, much more so than just asking, "Do you want to come?" Let's practice the invitation itself. Repeat after me, "I'm having a casual barbecue at my house to celebrate, and I would really love it if you could come." Your friend will likely be excited to accept. He might say, "A birthday barbecue. That sounds awesome, man. Of course, I'll be there. What time should I head over?" Now you need to provide the key details for the event. You can say, "Fantastic. It's going to be super relaxed. Just come by any time after 3 p.m. And you don't need to bring anything at all, just yourself." The phrase "just bring yourself" is a very common and hospitable thing to say when you are the host. It tells your guests not to worry about bringing a gift or food. Let's practice giving the details. Repeat after me, just come by any time after 3 p.m. And you don't need to bring anything, just yourself. The call will end with your friend confirming and looking forward to the event. Let's do a full shadowing exercise. I will be your friend, Mark. You are calling me to invite me to your party. You can start the conversation. Hey, Alex. I'm doing well. And no, I don't think I have any plans for next Saturday. Why? What's up? Now you give the invitation. A birthday barbecue. That sounds awesome, man. Of course, I'll be there. What time should I head over? Now you provide the details. Sounds perfect. I'm really looking forward to it. Happy early birthday! You just successfully hosted a warm and welcoming invitation. You made your friend feel wanted, you gave them all the necessary information clearly, and you set the stage for a wonderful celebration. These are the conversations that fill life with joy, and you are learning to have them with confidence in English. That was fantastic. Your ability to extend a warm, clear, and enthusiastic invitation is a wonderful social skill that will bring a lot of joy to your life. But just as important as knowing how to invite someone is knowing how to politely decline an invitation when you are not able to attend. This can be a tricky conversation, but with the right words and a sincere tone, you can say no while still showing how much you value the friendship. Let's practice the art of the polite refusal. Imagine your friend, Sarah, calls you. She sounds very excited. She says, "Hey Alex. It's Sarah. I'm so excited. I'm finally having my housewarming party this Saturday night, and I would be so happy if you could make it." Now, unfortunately, you already have an important family commitment that night that you absolutely cannot miss. Your goal is to decline her invitation without hurting her feelings or making her feel rejected. The very first step is to react positively to her news and thank her for the invitation. This is crucial. You can say, "Oh, Sarah, a housewarming party. That is so exciting, congratulations. Thank you so much for thinking of me and for the invitation." Let's practice that positive opening. Repeat after me, "That is so exciting, congratulations. Thank you so much for thinking of me and for the invitation." Now it's your turn. Next, you have to deliver the bad news. It is best to express your genuine disappointment. You can say, "I am so bummed, but I actually can't make it on Saturday night." "I'm so bummed" is a great, informal, and common way to say "I'm so disappointed." Let's practice that part. Repeat after me, "I am so bummed, but I actually can't make it on Saturday night." At this point, it is often a good idea to give a brief and honest reason. You do not have to, but it helps the other person understand that you have a legitimate conflict. You could say, "It's my parents' wedding anniversary that night, and we have a big family dinner planned that I can't get out of." Finally, to show that you truly do want to celebrate with her, you can suggest an alternative plan. This is a key step that reinforces the friendship. You could say, "But I would love to celebrate with you and see your new place. How about we grab lunch or coffee next week? I'd love to hear all about it." This shows that you are declining the event, not the person. Let's practice suggesting an alternative. Repeat after me, "But I would love to celebrate with you. How about we grab lunch or coffee next week?" Let's do a full shadowing exercise. I will be your friend Sarah, inviting you to my party. Hey Alex. It's Sarah. I'm so excited. I'm finally having my housewarming party this Saturday night, and I would be so happy if you could make it. Now you respond, starting with the positive reaction and thanks, and then delivering the bad news. Oh, that's a shame. Well, what's the reason? Now you give your brief, honest reason. Oh, of course. An anniversary dinner is so important, you can't miss that. Don't worry about it at all. Now you suggest an alternative plan. I would love that. Let's do it. You just handled a very delicate social situation with perfect grace. You made your friend feel celebrated, you expressed genuine regret, and you strengthened your friendship by making alternative plans. This is a very advanced and important communication skill. Your ability to navigate that tricky social situation with such grace was truly impressive. You are developing a real sensitivity and emotional intelligence in your English communication. Now, let's practice another deeply important personal call, calling a friend who is going through a difficult time to offer your support. This conversation is all about empathy, listening, and offering practical help. The tone should be calm, gentle, and, above all, sincere. Let's set the scene. You have heard from a mutual friend that your good friend, Mark, is having a very stressful week. His mother is unwell and in the hospital, and he has been spending a lot of time there. You want to call him to let him know that you are thinking of him and to offer support. You should start the call gently. You do not want to sound overly cheerful or energetic. You can say, "Hey Mark, it's Alex. I was talking to Sarah earlier, and she mentioned what's going on with your mom. I just wanted to call and check in on you and see how you're holding up." Let's break that down. To check in on you and to see how you're holding up are very gentle and caring ways to start this kind of conversation. Let's practice that opening. Repeat after me, "I just wanted to call and check in on you and see how you're holding up." Now it's your turn. Your friend will appreciate the call, even if he sounds tired. He might say, "Hey Alex. Yeah, it's been a lot. Thanks for calling, I really appreciate it. The most important thing you can do now is to simply listen." You can invite him to talk, but it is crucial to do so without applying any pressure. You can say, "Of course, man. I can only imagine how difficult this must be. I'm here if you ever want to talk about it, but seriously, no pressure at all if you don't feel like it." "I can only imagine" shows empathy. "I'm here if you want to talk" is a simple, powerful offer of support. And "no pressure at all" gives him an easy out. Let's practice that. Repeat after me, "I'm here if you want to talk about it, but seriously, no pressure at all." Next, it is wonderful to offer specific, practical help. A vague offer like "let me know if you need anything" is often hard for people to act on. A specific offer is much better. You could say, "I know you're probably swamped. I was thinking, can I help out in a practical way? For example, could I drop off some dinner for you tomorrow, or maybe take your dog for a walk?" This is so much more helpful because it gives your friend an easy yes. Let's practice making a specific offer. Repeat after me, "Can I drop off some dinner for you tomorrow, or maybe take your dog for a walk?" Your friend might be relieved to accept your help. He could say, "Wow, Alex. That's incredibly kind of you. Actually, if you could walk the dog tomorrow afternoon, that would be a huge weight off my mind." You can close the call by confirming the plan and offering one last bit of support. You can say, "Consider it done. I'll come by around 3 p.m. And hey, hang in there, okay? We're all thinking of you." Hang in there is a great idiom for encouragement. Let's do a quick shadow of the key phrases. I will be Mark. You call me. You can start. Hey, Alex. Yeah, it's been a lot. Thanks for calling, I appreciate it. Now you offer to listen. Wow, Alex. That's incredibly kind of you. Actually, if you could walk the dog tomorrow afternoon, that would be a huge weight off my mind. Now you confirm and close the call. You just provided real, meaningful support to a friend in need. This is perhaps the most important communication skill of all, using your words to show that you truly care. Your ability to show such empathy and support to a friend in need is a testament to how far you have come. You are not just learning phrases, you are learning to connect with people on a deep, human level, and that is a beautiful thing. For our final practice scenario today, let's bring together many of the skills we have worked on into one complex, professional situation, participating in a work conference call. This scenario requires you to listen carefully, ask clarifying questions when you need to, and state your own opinions and suggestions in a clear, confident, and collaborative way. Let's set the scene. You are on a conference call with your manager, Sarah, and your colleague, David. The goal of the meeting is to discuss the plan for a new and exciting project. Your manager, Sarah, starts the call. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. The purpose of this call is to finalize the marketing plan for our upcoming product launch. David, could you please start by giving us an overview of the proposed social media strategy? As David speaks, your first job is to listen actively and take notes. When he finishes his presentation, it is your turn to contribute. You can start by asking a clarifying question to make sure you fully understand the plan before you add your own ideas. You could say, "Thanks, David, that sounds like a great foundation. I just have one quick question for clarity. When you mentioned the budget for video content, does that include the budget for a professional videographer, or is that a separate line item?" This is an excellent, specific question that shows you are paying attention. Let's practice it. Repeat after me. I just have one quick question for clarity. Does the budget for video content include a professional videographer? Now it's your turn. After David answers, you can then build on the conversation by adding your own suggestion. It is always effective to connect your idea to what has already been said. You could say, "Okay, thank you for clarifying. Building on David's idea for video content, I have a suggestion. I think we should create a series of short, 15-second teaser videos specifically for Instagram Reels and TikTok. The data shows that engagement on those platforms is highest with very short, dynamic content. This is a perfect contribution." You used the collaborative phrase building on David's idea, you stated your suggestion clearly, and you provided a reason to support it. Let's practice making that suggestion. Repeat after me. Building on David's idea, I have a suggestion. I think we should create a series of short teaser videos for Instagram Reels and TikTok. Your manager, Sarah, is impressed. She says, "That's an excellent suggestion, Alex." I completely agree. Let's make that an action item. Alex, can you take the lead on developing a concept for those teaser videos? You can confidently accept the task, absolutely. I'd be happy to take the lead on that. I'll have a draft concept ready by the end of the week. Let's do a final shadowing exercise. I will be your colleague David, and then your manager Sarah. I have just finished my presentation. Now you ask your clarifying question about the budget. That's a good question. No, that budget does not include a videographer. We would need to budget for that separately. Now you make your suggestion about the teaser videos. That's an excellent suggestion, Alex. I completely agree. Let's make that an action item. Alex, can you take the lead on developing a concept for those teaser videos? Now you accept the task. You have just successfully navigated a professional conference call, contributing in a meaningful, intelligent, and confident way. You have come so far, from simple greetings to complex negotiations and heartfelt conversations. You have all the tools you need to handle any phone call that comes your way. Your ability to show such empathy and support is a testament to how far you have come. You are not just learning phrases, you are learning to connect with people on a deep and meaningful human level. For our next scenario, let's move into some advanced practice, focusing on situations that require a bit of tact and gentle persuasion. We are going to practice a call where you are asking for permission to do something, requesting an exception or a special favor. The key here is to be respectful, responsible, and to frame your request in a way that makes it very easy for the other person to say yes. Let's imagine you live in a rental apartment. You love the space, but you would really like to paint the living room a new color to make it feel more like your own. Your lease agreement states that you need to get permission from your landlord, Mr. Smith, for any alterations. You start the call in a friendly and respectful way. Hi, Mr. Smith, this is Alex Miller calling from apartment 3B. I hope you're having a good day. I'm just calling with a quick question about the apartment. Now comes the persuasive request. You want to show that you are a responsible tenant and that you have already thought through his potential concerns. You could say, as you know, I've been living here for a couple of years now and I really enjoy it. I was hoping to make it feel even more like home, and I was wondering if I could get your permission to paint the living room. I would, of course, hire a professional painter to do the job, and I'm happy to either choose a neutral color that you approve of, or sign an agreement to paint it back to the original white before I eventually move out. Let's analyze why this is so persuasive. You started with a positive statement, I really enjoy it. You proactively addressed his concerns about quality, hire a professional painter, and the future, paint it back. This shows you are a responsible and considerate tenant. Let's practice that key persuasive request. Repeat after me, I was wondering if I could get your permission to paint the living room. I would hire a professional and I'm happy to agree to paint it back to white before I move out. Your landlord, Mr. Smith, is likely to be impressed by your responsible approach. He might say, well, Alex, I really appreciate you calling to ask me first. That's very considerate. Given that you've been an excellent tenant and you've offered to handle it so professionally, I don't have a problem with that. Why don't you send me the color you're thinking of, just so I can approve it? Your response should be full of appreciation. You can say, that is wonderful news. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith, I really appreciate your flexibility on this. I will email you a couple of color samples tonight. Thanks again. Let's do a shadowing exercise. I will be your landlord, Mr. Smith. You call me to ask your question. You can start. Hi, Alex. I'm doing well, thank you. What can I do for you? Now you make your persuasive request. Well, Alex, I really appreciate you calling to ask me first. That's very considerate. Given that you've been an excellent tenant and you've offered to handle it so professionally, I don't have a problem with that. Why don't you send me the color you're thinking of, just so I can approve it? Now you respond with appreciation and confirm the next step. You just successfully used persuasive language to get a yes. By anticipating and addressing the other person's concerns, you made it easy for them to agree with you. This is a very powerful communication strategy that you can use in many areas of your life. That was a brilliant use of persuasive language. You demonstrated how being responsible and considerate can help you achieve your goals in a collaborative way. Now, let's take that skill one step further into the realm of negotiation. This is a powerful life skill, and it is all about communicating your value and your position clearly, politely, and firmly. We are going to practice a very common and practical negotiation, calling a service provider, like your internet or cable company, to ask for a better price on your monthly bill. Let's set the scene. You have been a customer with your internet provider for several years, and you have noticed that your bill has slowly crept up in price. You recently saw an advertisement for new customers offering a much lower price for the exact same service. You are calling to see if you can get that better rate. When you call, you will want to speak to the billing or customer retention department. Once you have an agent on the line, you can begin. Hello, my name is Alex Miller. I'm calling today to discuss my current internet plan and the monthly rate. Now comes the polite but firm negotiation. You want to state your case clearly, starting with your value as a customer. You can say, "Hi, I've been a happy customer for over 3 years now, and I've always been pleased with the service. However, I've noticed my bill has increased to $90 a month. I also saw a promotion for new customers for the same plan at $50 a month. I was hoping you could help me find a more competitive rate, as I would really like to stay with your company." Let's analyze this. You stated your loyalty. You presented the facts. And you stated your desire to stay, which gives them an incentive to help you. This is a perfect opening. Let's practice it. Repeat after me. I've noticed my bill has increased, and I saw a lower price for new customers. I was hoping you could help me find a more competitive rate. The agent might make an initial, lower offer. They could say, "I see. Well, as a valued customer, I can offer you a $15 monthly discount for the next 6 months. This is good, but it is not the best deal." You can gently push for more. You can say, "I appreciate that offer, thank you. However, that's still quite a bit higher than the new customer rate. To be frank, I am considering switching to another provider that has a better offer. Is there anything more you can do to get closer to the $50 rate?" This is the key negotiation moment. To be frank means to be honest. And mentioning you are considering switching is your main point of leverage. Let's practice that gentle pushback. Repeat after me. I appreciate the offer, but I am considering switching providers. Is there anything more you can do? Faced with the possibility of losing a customer, the agent will often find a better deal. They might say, "Okay, let me see. Because you are a long-term customer, it looks like I am able to extend that new customer promotion to your account. I can lock you in at the $50 rate for the next 12 months. Now you have succeeded. You can close the call with gratitude. That is fantastic. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Thank you so much for your help with this. I really appreciate you finding that solution for me. Let's do a quick shadow of the key phrases. I am the agent. You have stated your case. I say, I can offer you a $15 monthly discount. Now you give your gentle pushback. Okay, let me see. I am able to extend the new customer promotion to your account. Now you respond with gratitude. You just successfully negotiated a better deal for yourself, saving money every month simply by using polite, firm, and strategic language. This is a skill that literally pays for itself. That negotiation was the perfect culmination of everything we have practiced. You were polite, firm, clear, and strategic. It shows that you have truly mastered the art of communication, and I am incredibly impressed. And with that, we come to the final part of our journey together. You have practiced dozens of scenarios, from the simplest greetings to the most complex personal and professional conversations. You have patiently built an incredible toolkit of phrases, strategies, and skills. The only thing left to do is to fully embrace the confidence that you have earned. For this final part, let's do a quick, final review. Think of it as a friendly test of your new instincts. I am going to give you a mini scenario, and I want you to think of the single best opening line you would use. Do not overthink it. Just go with your first, confident thought. Are you ready? First, you need to call your dentist's office to schedule a cleaning. What do you say? Second, you receive a call from a salesperson, but you are not interested in their product. What do you say? Third, you just saw on social media that your best friend got engaged. You call them immediately. What is the first thing you say? Fourth, you need to call a plumber because your kitchen sink is leaking. What do you say? Fifth, you are calling a local restaurant to reserve a table for 2 for Friday night. What do you say? And sixth, you missed an important deadline at work and you need to call your boss to apologize. How do you start that difficult conversation? Take a moment. Think about your answers. Do you have them? I am willing to bet that the answers came to you much more easily and naturally than they would have when we first started. Here are the kinds of powerful, clear lines you have mastered. For the dentist, hello, I'd like to schedule an appointment for a dental cleaning, please. For the salesperson, thank you for the call, but I'm not interested. Have a good day. For your friend, Sarah. I just saw the news. Oh my gosh, congratulations on your engagement. For the plumber, hello, I need to book a service call. I have a leak under my kitchen sink. For the restaurant, hi, I'd like to make a reservation for 2 people for this Friday night, please. For your boss, hi, Mr. Johnson. It's Alex. I'm calling to sincerely apologize for missing the project deadline. Look at how far you have come. You started this journey perhaps feeling nervous or uncertain about speaking on the phone in English. Now, you have practiced everything from ordering food to negotiating bills, from making apologies to celebrating with friends, from handling complaints to asking for help. You have learned to be clear, confident, polite, firm, empathetic, and persuasive. The goal was never to be perfect. The goal was to be prepared. The goal was to be confident. And you have achieved that. This is the end of our practice together, but it is the beginning of you using these skills in your everyday life with total ease. You are ready. Now, go out and talk. You've got this.
What if I revealed that in only 8 minutes you could become proficient in phrases native English speakers use daily? And by the time this video concludes, you'll feel these phrases flowing from your tongue effortlessly. I'm Sophia, and I'm going to walk you through my personal everyday routine, utilizing the most frequent English expressions. However, here's the key. You aren't merely listening. You will be shadowing me. Welcome to English Dictionary. If you're unfamiliar with shadowing, you're on the verge of learning the quickest method to achieve fluency in English. This is how it works. Pay close attention to me, then echo my words precisely. Mimic my rhythm, my intonation, and my pace. Don't overanalyze the grammar. Simply allow your mouth to become familiar with the natural cadence of English. This is part 1 of my full daily schedule, covering from the moment I wake up until my workday begins. These are sentences I genuinely use every single day. And after you shadow me, they will begin to feel natural for you to say as well. If you're new to this channel and you want to communicate in English with confidence daily, press the subscribe button immediately. Prepared to change your English skills in just 8 minutes? If you struggle to match the pace initially, that's completely okay. Just give it your best effort, and you will progress with every sentence. Let's begin shadowing. We'll kick off with my morning ritual. Listen first, then repeat after me. Ready? Let's begin. I wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. I wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. The alarm clock rings loudly on my bedside table. The alarm clock rings loudly on my bedside table. I stretch my arms and yawn before getting out of bed. I stretch my arms and yawn before getting out of bed. First, I drink a glass of cold water. First, I drink a glass of cold water. I brush my teeth for exactly 2 minutes. I brush my teeth for exactly 2 minutes. I wash my face with warm water and soap. I wash my face with warm water and soap. I look at myself in the bathroom mirror. I look at myself in the bathroom mirror. I comb my hair and make it look neat. I comb my hair and make it look neat. I put on my comfortable morning clothes. I put on my comfortable morning clothes. I make my bed before leaving the bedroom. I make my bed before leaving the bedroom. I open the window to let in some fresh air. I open the window to let in some fresh air. I take a few deep breaths to feel more awake. I take a few deep breaths to feel more awake. I check my phone for any urgent messages. I check my phone for any urgent messages. I feed my cat who is meowing by her bowl. I feed my cat who is meowing by her bowl. I water the small plant on my windowsill. I water the small plant on my windowsill. I decide what to have for breakfast today. I decide what to have for breakfast today. I take the milk and eggs out of the refrigerator. I take the milk and eggs out of the refrigerator. I put 2 slices of bread into the toaster. I put 2 slices of bread into the toaster. I hear the birds chirping outside my window. I hear the birds chirping outside my window. I feel much more energetic after drinking water. I feel much more energetic after drinking water. I remind myself of my goals for the day. I remind myself of my goals for the day. I feel grateful for a new day to begin. I feel grateful for a new day to begin. I tie my hair back to keep it out of my face. I tie my hair back to keep it out of my face. I apply a little moisturizer to my skin. I apply a little moisturizer to my skin. I put on my comfortable slippers. I put on my comfortable slippers. Perfect. Can you sense how these phrases are beginning to come more easily? Continue. Your English-speaking muscles are already becoming more robust. I go to the kitchen and turn on the coffee machine. I go to the kitchen and turn on the coffee machine. I make scrambled eggs and toast for breakfast. I make scrambled eggs and toast for breakfast. I eat breakfast while reading the news on my phone. I eat breakfast while reading the news on my phone. I drink orange juice and hot coffee. I drink orange juice and hot coffee. After breakfast, I wash the dishes in the sink. After breakfast, I wash the dishes in the sink. I choose my clothes for work carefully. I choose my clothes for work carefully. I put on my favorite blue shirt and black pants. I put on my favorite blue shirt and black pants. I check the weather forecast on my phone. I check the weather forecast on my phone. I pack my lunch in a small container. I pack my lunch in a small container. I grab my keys, wallet, and phone before leaving. I grab my keys, wallet, and phone before leaving. I make sure I haven't forgotten anything important. I make sure I haven't forgotten anything important. I double-check that the coffee machine is off. I double-check that the coffee machine is off. I put on my watch and a simple necklace. I put on my watch and a simple necklace. I spray a little bit of my favorite perfume. I spray a little bit of my favorite perfume. I choose a pair of socks that match my outfit. I choose a pair of socks that match my outfit. I lace up my shoes sitting on the hallway bench. I lace up my shoes sitting on the hallway bench. I glance in the mirror by the front door one last time. I glance in the mirror by the front door one last time. I pick up my bag from the hook where it hangs. I pick up my bag from the hook where it hangs. I set my home security alarm before I exit. I set my home security alarm before I exit. I lock the door behind me with my key. I lock the door behind me with my key. I wave goodbye to my neighbor across the hall. I wave goodbye to my neighbor across the hall. I walk down the stairs instead of taking the elevator. I walk down the stairs instead of taking the elevator. I step outside and feel the sun on my face. I step outside and feel the sun on my face. I adjust my bag so it's comfortable on my shoulder. I adjust my bag so it's comfortable on my shoulder. I take a final look at my apartment building. I take a final look at my apartment building. Amazing! You're already halfway through part 1. If you are shadowing along with me right now, please drop a heart in the comments. I want to see how many of you are actively practicing. I leave my house at 8:30 sharp. I leave my house at 8:30 sharp. I walk to the bus stop near my building. I walk to the bus stop near my building. I wait for the number 12 bus to arrive. I wait for the number 12 bus to arrive. On the bus, I listen to English podcasts. On the bus, I listen to English podcasts. I arrive at my office at 9:15. I arrive at my office at 9:15. I greet my colleagues with a friendly smile. I greet my colleagues with a friendly smile. I check my emails and make a to-do list. I check my emails and make a to-do list. I attend 3 important meetings today. I attend 3 important meetings today. During lunch break, I eat in the company cafeteria. During lunch break, I eat in the company cafeteria. I work on my computer until 5 o'clock. I work on my computer until 5 o'clock. The bus arrives right on schedule this morning. The bus arrives right on schedule this morning. I show my monthly pass to the bus driver. I show my monthly pass to the bus driver. I find a seat near the window to sit down. I find a seat near the window to sit down. I put my headphones on to listen to my podcast. I put my headphones on to listen to my podcast. The traffic is a little heavy today. The traffic is a little heavy today. I get off the bus at the central station. I get off the bus at the central station. I walk 2 blocks to reach my office building. I walk 2 blocks to reach my office building. I push the button to call the elevator. I push the button to call the elevator. I say good morning to the security guard. I say good morning to the security guard. I swipe my ID card to enter the main door. I swipe my ID card to enter the main door. The office is bright and quiet when I arrive. The office is bright and quiet when I arrive. I hang my jacket on the back of my chair. I hang my jacket on the back of my chair. I turn on my computer and wait for it to start. I turn on my computer and wait for it to start. I take my notebook and pen out of my bag. I take my notebook and pen out of my bag. I drink a small cup of water at my desk. I drink a small cup of water at my desk. My first email is from my manager. My first email is from my manager. I prioritize the most urgent tasks first. I prioritize the most urgent tasks first. My coworker asks me about my weekend. My coworker asks me about my weekend. I reply that it was relaxing and quiet. I reply that it was relaxing and quiet. I organize my files before the meeting. I organize my files before the meeting. I join the meeting in the main conference room. I join the meeting in the main conference room. I take notes while my boss is speaking. I take notes while my boss is speaking. I share my opinion on the new project. I share my opinion on the new project. The meeting concludes after 1 hour. The meeting concludes after 1 hour. I return to my desk feeling productive. I return to my desk feeling productive. I answer several emails from clients. I answer several emails from clients. I feel hungry when lunchtime finally arrives. I feel hungry when lunchtime finally arrives. I heat up my lunch in the shared microwave. I heat up my lunch in the shared microwave. I sit with my team in the cafeteria. I sit with my team in the cafeteria. We talk about our favorite TV shows. We talk about our favorite TV shows. After lunch, I feel re-energized and focused. After lunch, I feel re-energized and focused. I complete the report I started yesterday. I complete the report I started yesterday. I call a client to confirm our appointment. I call a client to confirm our appointment. I schedule a meeting for next week. I schedule a meeting for next week. I submit my completed work to the shared folder. I submit my completed work to the shared folder. My afternoon coffee helps me stay alert. My afternoon coffee helps me stay alert. I tidy my desk before preparing to leave. I tidy my desk before preparing to leave. I shut down my computer for the day. I shut down my computer for the day. I say goodbye, see you tomorrow, to everyone. I say goodbye, see you tomorrow, to everyone. I feel satisfied with what I accomplished today. I feel satisfied with what I accomplished today. Incredible! You have just shadowed 100 essential daily routine sentences. However, we are only partway through my day. Tomorrow's installment will uncover my evening routine, along with the 5 secret words that will make you sound 100% native. Here is a small preview. Hit subscribe right now. Part 2 is released tomorrow, and here is your task. Use the sentence, I leave my house at ___ sharp. Comment your specific time below. I am excited to read them. Don't end your practice here. Your English journey is only just beginning. I will see you in part 2. Continue shadowing. Keep making progress. You are doing wonderfully.
I want you to think about the last time you promised yourself you would finally speak English confidently. What stopped you? Was it a whisper of doubt, a fear of sounding foolish, or the crushing weight of expecting perfection? If you clicked on this video, that same barrier is why you are here right now. And I can tell you with absolute certainty that you are about to discover the key to breaking through it forever. My name is Joanne, and as your guide on this path, I'm about to introduce you to a method that will transform your relationship with speaking English. This is not just another lesson. It is the beginning of a new chapter where you become an active speaker, not a passive learner. The single most difficult challenge in language acquisition is not memorizing vocabulary or understanding grammar rules. The greatest hurdle is consistently showing up for your own practice. By simply pressing play today, you have already conquered that first monumental obstacle. You have made a conscious decision to prioritize your growth, and for that, I am incredibly proud of you. Our session today is built around a profoundly effective technique known as shadowing. This practice is not concerned with flawless execution. Its sole purpose is to build your muscular and mental confidence, one phrase at a time. It does not matter if you are just beginning your journey or if you have been studying for years. This practice is meticulously designed for you. I need you to release any tension you are holding in your shoulders. Take a deep, calming breath and fully accept that you are in the right place at this very moment. So, what exactly is this shadowing technique? Imagine yourself as a literal shadow following closely behind someone, mirroring their every movement. That is the core principle we are applying to language. Here is our simple yet powerful process. You will hear me speak a sentence, and then immediately after, you will become my echo. You will use your own voice to replicate what you have just heard. We will perform this dance together, creating a simulated dialogue that trains your brain and your mouth to work in harmony. The true beauty of shadowing lies in its multifaceted impact. It is a comprehensive exercise that simultaneously enhances four critical areas of your language development. First, your pronunciation becomes sharper and more authentic as you train your mouth to form native-like sounds. Second, your listening comprehension intensifies because you must focus with acute precision. Third, your spoken fluency becomes smoother and more natural. And fourth, which I consider the most vital, your self-assurance expands with every single sentence you successfully utter. I need to emphasize a crucial point. Perfection is not the goal for today. Sounding exactly like me is not the objective. Your only mission is to make the attempt. Every time you consciously open your mouth to produce an English sound, you are strengthening your speaking ability. Every so-called error is not a setback. It is a stepping stone, providing invaluable feedback for your progress. This is how we will proceed. I will articulate each sentence clearly and at a manageable pace, repeating it 2 or 3 times. Once I finish, the space belongs to you. You must speak aloud using your external voice, not just your internal one. If you have subtitles enabled, please use them as a visual guide and take special note of any words that are emphasized as they carry particular importance. Before we embark on this challenge, I need you to make a commitment to yourself. Can you promise me that? Promise that you will persevere through any difficulty, through any tongue-twisting moments, through any feelings of awkwardness. Promise me you will see this through to the final sentence, because I have unwavering belief in your ability, and it is essential that you cultivate that same belief within yourself. Are you prepared? Let us commence your Day 1 challenge. Set 1. Simple and empowering sentences. You are doing great. Let us begin with our first collection. These are straightforward, affirmative statements. Listen closely and repeat after me. Sentence 1. I am learning English. I am learning English. I am learning English. Wonderful. Let us continue. Sentence 2. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. Beautiful. You are performing magnificently. Sentence 3. Every day I get better. Every day I get better. Every day I get better. Sentence 4. I am brave and strong. I am brave and strong. I am brave and strong. Sentence 5. Mistakes help me learn. Mistakes help me learn. Mistakes help me learn. You are now halfway through our initial set. Maintain your momentum. Sentence 6. I can do difficult things. I can do difficult things. I can do difficult things. Sentence 7. My English is improving. My English is improving. My English is improving. Sentence 8. I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself. Sentence 9. Practice makes me stronger. Practice makes me stronger. Practice makes me stronger. Sentence 10. I never give up. I never give up. I never give up. Absolutely phenomenal. You have successfully completed your first set of 10 foundational sentences. Let us continue to build on this incredible progress. Now, we transition to our second set. These phrases are slightly longer, designed to stretch your abilities just enough to foster growth. I have complete faith in your capacity to handle them. Sentence 11. I am becoming more confident every single day. I am becoming more confident every single day. I am becoming more confident every single day. Excellent work. Let us proceed. Sentence 12. Speaking English feels more natural now. Speaking English feels more natural now. Speaking English feels more natural now. Sentence 13. I choose to focus on my progress. I choose to focus on my progress. I choose to focus on my progress. Sentence 14. Every word I speak makes me better. Every word I speak makes me better. Every word I speak makes me better. Sentence 15. I am patient and kind with myself. I am patient and kind with myself. I am patient and kind with myself. Your dedication is truly inspiring. Keep this wonderful energy flowing. Sentence 16. My pronunciation is getting clearer each day. My pronunciation is getting clearer each day. My pronunciation is getting clearer each day. Sentence 17. I celebrate small victories in my learning. I celebrate small victories in my learning. I celebrate small victories in my learning. Sentence 18. Challenges help me grow and improve. Challenges help me grow and improve. Challenges help me grow and improve. Sentence 19. I trust the process of learning English. I trust the process of learning English. I trust the process of learning English. Sentence 20. My hard work is paying off. My hard work is paying off. My hard work is paying off. Outstanding! You have now mastered 2 complete sets with only 1 remaining. You are handling this challenge with remarkable strength. Now, we move to our final set. These are the most profound and empowering sentences of our entire practice. They are designed to resonate deeply within you. Pour your genuine feeling into these words as you speak them. Sentence 21. I am worthy of success and happiness. I am worthy of success and happiness. I am worthy of success and happiness. Allow that powerful truth to settle in. Let us continue. Sentence 22. My dreams are possible when I don't give up. My dreams are possible when I don't give up. My dreams are possible when I don't give up. Sentence 23. I am creating a better future for myself. I am creating a better future for myself. I am creating a better future for myself. Sentence 24. Every step forward is a victory worth celebrating. Every step forward is a victory worth celebrating. Every step forward is a victory worth celebrating. Sentence 25. I have the courage to speak and be heard. I have the courage to speak and be heard. I have the courage to speak and be heard. You are incredibly close to completing this journey. Sustain that magnificent determination. Sentence 26. My voice matters, and my words have power. My voice matters, and my words have power. My voice matters, and my words have power. Sentence 27. I am grateful for this opportunity to learn. I am grateful for this opportunity to learn. I am grateful for this opportunity to learn. Sentence 28. Progress happens 1 word at a time. Progress happens 1 word at a time. Progress happens 1 word at a time. Sentence 29. I am exactly where I need to be right now. I am exactly where I need to be right now. I am exactly where I need to be right now. Sentence 30. Today, I choose to believe in myself completely. Today, I choose to believe in myself completely. Today, I choose to believe in myself completely. You have done it. You have truly done it. Take a deep breath. You have just completed 30 sentences of focused English shadowing practice. Do you fully comprehend the magnitude of what you have just accomplished? You have actively spoken English for a sustained period, engaging your mind, your voice, and your spirit in a powerful act of self-development. This was not a passive activity. You trained your pronunciation by carefully replicating sounds. You sharpened your listening skills by paying close attention. You enhanced your fluency by connecting words in real time. Most significantly, you built an undeniable layer of confidence with every single utterance. I want you to pause right now and physically acknowledge your success. Place your hand over your heart. Feel its rhythm and say out loud, I did this. Because you did. You appeared for yourself. You persevered through the entire practice and you finished with strength. It is vital to internalize this. The minor stumbles, the words that felt challenging, the moments where pronunciation felt unfamiliar, none of that diminishes your achievement. What holds immense power is your decision to try. What matters is your unwavering commitment to continue. What matters is your conscious investment in your own capabilities and your future. This was your first day of a transformative practice, and my pride in you is immense. In our next session, we will build directly upon this foundation, introducing new phrases and sounds that will further elevate your confidence. But for this moment, your only task is to celebrate. Recognize that you are not the same person who started this video. You are stronger, more assured, and measurably closer to the English fluency you desire. I am eagerly awaiting our day 2 practice. Until then, carry this certainty with you. You are capable of extraordinary growth, and your journey with English has just taken a monumental leap forward. Incredible work today. I am so proud of you, and I cannot wait to continue this path with you.
Have you ever felt that sharp sting of frustration, the kind that whispers, "You'll never truly master English"? What if I told you that the secret wasn't in a classroom abroad, but hidden within the simple, everyday moments of your life right now? Welcome to English Unleashed. I'm Tom, and this is your sanctuary, your daily dose of guidance to transform how you speak English, to fill you with a confidence and a joy that feels unshakable. Together, we will walk this path, step by deliberate step, and I will be right here with you, speaking with a clear and measured pace, making certain you can follow every single word and feel empowered to echo them right back to me. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a concept that is breathtakingly simple, yet possesses an incredible power to change your journey. We are talking about how you can weave English practice into the fabric of every single day. Let's be honest, life is a whirlwind. You are busy, you might feel a flutter of nervousness when you even think about speaking, and perhaps you are convinced that not living in London or New York is a permanent barrier. I am here to shatter that illusion. You do not need a passport. You do not need a personal tutor sitting beside you, and you certainly do not need to sacrifice hours of sleep every night. What you truly need is a new approach. You need small, intelligent steps. Steps that are so easy to replicate, they become second nature. Steps that slip seamlessly into the life you are already living. Steps that gradually, consistently, build within you a profound sense of comfort, a natural flow, and a deep-seated confidence when you use English. So, let us begin this transformation with a fundamental question. What exactly is shadowing? You may have encountered this term before, or it might be completely new to you. Shadowing is without a doubt one of the most effective techniques ever developed to simultaneously sharpen your speaking and listening abilities. Its beauty is in its simplicity, and its results are profound. Here is how it works in practice. You listen to a person speaking English, just as you are listening to me at this very moment, and you attempt to become their exact echo. You repeat what they say, without pausing, without mentally translating the words, without reaching for a dictionary. Your sole focus is on mimicking the sound. You strive to match the speaker's pace, their tone, their very rhythm. Let us try this together right now. I will say a sentence, and you will repeat it aloud after me. I want to speak English with true fluency. Now you repeat. I make it a point to listen to English every single day. Now you repeat. The practice of shadowing is helping me to speak with greater clarity and confidence. Now you repeat. Excellent. That is the core of shadowing. In the beginning, it might feel a little unusual. You may not catch the meaning of every word, and that is perfectly acceptable. It is critical to understand that shadowing is not primarily an exercise in intellectual comprehension. This practice is about physical and neurological training. It is about conditioning your brain and your mouth to cooperate in this new language, to become familiar with the unique sounds and musicality of English, and to grow accustomed to how the language physically feels as it forms in your mouth and passes your lips. If you commit to this practice with regularity, even for a mere 5 minutes each day, you will begin to observe a remarkable shift. Your speech will gain speed, your pronunciation will become more distinct, and your overall delivery will start to feel inherently more natural. This is a modest habit, a tiny investment of time that yields truly substantial returns. Now, let us turn our attention to the central theme of our discussion. How can you, amidst all the demands and distractions of your life, practice English every single day? I have heard every reason imaginable from students around the world.
They tell me, Tom, I truly want to learn, but I simply cannot find the time. My schedule is overwhelming. I feel a wave of anxiety whenever I try to speak. I just do not know where or how to begin. And my response to them and to you is always the same. You do not require vast amounts of time. You do not need to have mastered perfect grammar. You do not need to wait for some ideal, mythical moment in the future. The only thing you need to do is to begin, right here, right now. Allow me to share with you 5 straightforward yet immensely powerful methods to integrate English practice into your daily routine, no matter where you are in the world. Let's start with tip number 1, which is the absolute cornerstone of language acquisition. You must listen to English every day. This is the non-negotiable foundation. If you have a sincere desire to improve your speaking capabilities, you must first become a dedicated listener. This means daily exposure, not just a casual session once a week or only when you are in a formal class. Consistent listening is what allows you to absorb new vocabulary naturally. It trains your ear to recognize the authentic rhythm and cadence of the language, the way it rises and falls. It sharpens your ability to comprehend spoken English at a natural speed. And it acclimates you to the manner in which people truly communicate, which is often far different from the structured dialogues you find in textbooks. So how can you realistically implement this? The opportunities are endless. You can listen to podcasts, exactly like this one. You can stream music with English lyrics. You can watch countless videos on YouTube on topics that genuinely interest you. You can find short stories narrated for learners, or tune into news broadcasts that are delivered at a slightly slower pace. There is no pressure to understand every single syllable. The goal is to let the sounds of the language wash over you and enter your consciousness. Even if you only grasp 30 or 50% of the content, it is still an immensely valuable exercise. You can incorporate this listening into your existing routines while you are walking somewhere, while you are cleaning your home, while you are preparing a meal, while you are exercising, or even while you are simply resting. Just 10 to 15 minutes of focused listening each day is enough to create a significant and noticeable impact. Make English the constant background music of your life. Tip number 2 is the natural and essential progression from listening. You must shadow what you hear. While immersing your ears in the language is a fantastic start, it is when you actively use your voice that you truly begin to build strength and fluency. After you hear a sentence or a short, manageable segment of audio, I want you to repeat it aloud. Your mission is to copy the speaker's voice as closely as possible. Strive to match the specific rhythm, the intonation, and the emotional tone. For example, if you hear me say, "I am committed to getting better at English," you would repeat that exact phrase with the same conviction. If you hear, "I do not understand every single word, but I am making progress," you echo that sentiment with the same pace and feeling. Or for a sentence like, "My confidence is growing little by little every single day," you would repeat it, focusing on the flow of the words. This is the practical application of shadowing. You must make this a daily ritual. Do not be afraid to repeat the same sentences multiple times. You will be amazed at how this repetition trains your vocal muscles and your mental processing. You will soon notice that your speaking becomes smoother, less hesitant. Your pronunciation will gain clarity. And perhaps most importantly, you will feel a growing sense of confidence each time you successfully mimic a native-like pattern. Please hold on to this crucial piece of advice. It does not have to be perfect. It simply has to be practiced. The act of doing it consistently is infinitely more valuable than achieving flawless execution on your first try. Do not feel discouraged if your accent is strong initially. Your mouth is learning a new physical skill, and like any muscle, it requires regular training to adapt. To implement this, choose a short audio clip, perhaps just 30 seconds to 1 minute long, from a podcast or a video. Listen to it once all the way through. Then play it one sentence at a time, pausing after each phrase to repeat it exactly as you heard it. Do this with the same clip for an entire week. You will find that by the third or fourth day, the phrases are rolling off your tongue more easily, and you are starting to internalize the natural sound patterns of English. This is your brain and your mouth building a new partnership. This method is incredibly powerful because it bridges the gap between passive understanding and active spoken production. You are not just hearing the language, you are physically creating it, which solidifies the learning in a much deeper way. This brings us to tip number 3, a mental shift that can fundamentally alter your relationship with English. You must begin to think in English, one simple thought at a time. This is arguably one of the most significant and transformative changes you can make on your path to fluency. I understand that initially it feels incredibly difficult. Your brain's default setting is to operate in your native language, and the instinct to mentally construct a sentence there and then translate it word for word into English is overwhelmingly strong. However, this process of translation is a trap. It consumes precious time, it often leads to unnatural phrasing, and it fundamentally slows down your ability to communicate in real time. So, how do we break this habit and start building a direct pathway in your mind to English? The strategy is to start impossibly small. Begin with short, basic, self-contained sentences. Narrate your immediate reality and your simple actions internally using English. The moment you wake up, instead of just feeling groggy, form the thought in English. It is morning. I am still tired. I need to get out of bed. I want my coffee. As you walk outside, observe your surroundings in English. The sky is very blue today. The air feels cold. I see a small dog running. The bus is late. Throughout your day, pepper your internal monologue with English. I am working on the computer now. This task is challenging. I feel hungry. I will eat lunch soon. I am tired, but I will finish this. These may seem trivial, almost childish thoughts, but their power is immense. They are training your brain to bypass the translation department entirely and connect concepts, objects, and feelings directly to English words and structures. There is no middleman, no delay. This is the birthplace of true fluency. As you grow more comfortable with this internal narration, I encourage you to take the next brave step. Try saying these thoughts out loud. You do not need to shout them. Even a quiet whisper to yourself is perfectly sufficient. This act of giving voice to your English thoughts further solidifies the connection and makes the language a more intimate and personal part of your identity. It becomes a continuous, running conversation with yourself in English, transforming mundane moments into valuable practice sessions. Tip number 4 is a direct and powerful way to train the very muscles that produce speech. You must read aloud. Reading silently is excellent for building vocabulary and comprehension, but reading aloud is an entirely different and far more active form of practice. It is a comprehensive workout that forces your mouth, your tongue, your lips, and your brain to synchronize and work in harmony to produce the sounds of English. This coordinated effort is what builds the muscle memory necessary for fluent and clear speech. To begin, you should select short and simple texts. Do not overwhelm yourself with complex novels or advanced articles. Ideal materials include children's books, short stories written for English learners, dialogues from your favorite podcasts, or even the transcripts of YouTube videos. The key is to start with content that is manageable and understandable. Once you have your text, read it slowly and deliberately. Focus on pronouncing each word as clearly as you can. Pay close attention to the shape your mouth makes for each vowel and the placement of your tongue for each consonant. After your first careful reading, go through the same text again, but this time aim for a slightly faster pace. Then read it a third time, and now focus on adding expression. Imagine you are an actor performing a role. Where does the voice rise in excitement? Where does it fall in seriousness? How would you convey curiosity or surprise? This practice of reading with emotion does more than just improve pronunciation. It dramatically enhances your fluency and your overall confidence in using the language. It teaches you the natural flow and music of English, moving beyond robotic word-by-word recitation. This is the equivalent of going to a gym, but instead of sculpting your body, you are sculpting your speech apparatus, strengthening it, and making it more agile and responsive to the demands of a new language. Now we arrive at tip number 5, a concept that is the very heart of achieving true fluency. You must use English in your daily life. Let me share with you a fundamental truth that can reshape your entire learning journey. If you want to speak English well, you should not only study English, you must learn to live with English. What do I mean by this profound shift? I mean that English must cease to be merely a subject you confine to 30 minutes on a Monday evening. It should not only exist within the 4 walls of a classroom or the pages of a textbook. For you to truly own the language, it must become an organic, integrated part of your real, everyday existence, just as natural and routine as your morning coffee or the constant checking of your favorite social media application. The more you deliberately surround yourself with English, the more you see it, hear it, and actively use it in the context of your own life, the more natural and automatic it will become. This is about creating an English-speaking ecosystem around you. Now, you might be thinking that this sounds like a monumental task, especially if your schedule is already packed, but I promise you it is not. Let me provide you with some incredibly easy and highly effective ways to make this a reality, even if you are exceptionally busy. The first and perhaps most impactful method is to change your phone's language settings to English. Think about how many times a day you look at your phone. It could be 50, 100, or even more. Each of these glances is a potential micro-lesson. By switching your phone's interface to English, you're guaranteeing that you will see and interact with English vocabulary dozens of times daily. You will effortlessly learn words like settings, airplane mode, brightness, update, download, and delete. You are not sitting down to memorize these words. You are simply encountering them in a real-world context repeatedly. And through this repetition, your brain absorbs and remembers them. This is a powerful form of passive learning, and its cumulative effect over weeks and months is astonishing. It makes the language a normal part of your digital landscape, stripping away its foreignness and making it a practical tool you use without a second thought. The second powerful method for weaving English into the fabric of your day is to keep a short, simple diary in English. You must banish any thought that this requires long, eloquent essays or perfect grammar. The goal is the opposite. I want you to write just 3 or 4 brief sentences that capture the essence of your day.
For example, you could write, "Today was long. I had a difficult meeting at the office. After work, I cooked pasta for dinner and called my sister." Or, "It rained all morning, so I stayed indoors. I finished reading a book and listened to an English podcast. I felt very relaxed in the evening." Another example could be, "My friend visited me today. We went for a walk in the park and talked for hours. I am grateful for our friendship." This practice is incredibly valuable because it forces you to construct simple sentence structures and to use the vocabulary that is most relevant to your personal life and experiences. You are not writing about abstract topics. You are documenting your own reality in English. This creates a direct and powerful neural connection between your daily experiences and the English language. If you dedicate just 5 minutes every night to this exercise, the improvement in your ability to formulate thoughts in English will be far greater than you can currently imagine. You can use a small, private notebook for this, or you can use a notes application on your phone. For an added layer of motivation and practice, you can even share these daily entries with a friend who is also learning English, and they can write back to you. This transforms a solitary exercise into a shared, supportive journey. The third technique I passionately recommend is to record a 1-minute voice message every single day. This has become one of my most cherished suggestions for a very powerful reason. At the conclusion of your day, find a quiet moment, open the voice memo application on your phone, and press record. Then, simply speak in English for just 60 seconds. Talk about anything that comes to mind. Describe the events of your day. Share your plans for tomorrow. Articulate your current feelings, or talk about one new English word or phrase you learned. For instance, you might say, "Today was a busy day. I had to complete a project in the morning, and it was more challenging than I expected. In the afternoon, I went to the supermarket and bought groceries for the week. Tonight, I feel very relaxed in the evening because I practiced my English." It is absolutely okay and even expected that you will make mistakes. The profound liberation in this exercise is that no one else ever has to listen to these recordings. This practice is solely for you. Its purpose is to create a safe, private space where you can practice speaking without any fear of judgment. When you finish recording, I strongly encourage you to listen back to yourself. This is where a tremendous amount of learning occurs. You will hear your own pronunciation, your grammar patterns, and your pacing. Over time, you will start to notice your common mistakes. Perhaps you consistently forget the S on third-person verbs, or maybe you struggle with the pronunciation of certain vowel sounds. This built-in feedback loop creates powerful self-awareness, and this awareness is the first and most critical step towards correcting those errors. This daily 1-minute ritual builds 3 essential pillars of fluency: confidence, as you become accustomed to the sound of your own voice speaking English; fluency, as you practice stringing thoughts together in real time; and self-awareness, as you become your own most constructive teacher. The fourth strategy for integrating English into your daily life is to actively seek out and join an English-speaking community online. In the digital age, you do not need to wait for a formal classroom environment to find people to practice with. The internet is teeming with vibrant communities of English learners and supportive native speakers who are all connected by the same goal: to use the language in a real communicative way. You can find dedicated groups on platforms like WhatsApp or Telegram, or you can use language exchange websites and applications such as Tandem, or join large active Facebook groups focused on English learning. The beauty of these communities is the variety of interaction they offer. You can start by simply reading the messages and posts that others write. This alone is valuable reading practice. When you feel ready, you can take the brave step of writing a short message yourself. It could be a simple greeting, a question about English, or an answer to someone else's query. An even more powerful step is to send short voice notes within these groups. This allows you to practice your speaking in a supportive environment and receive encouraging feedback from peers. The act of asking and answering questions not only clarifies your own doubts, but also reinforces your knowledge when you help others. This transforms English from a solitary academic subject into a living, breathing tool for human connection and shared growth. It makes the process of learning feel alive, purposeful, and far less isolating. The fifth and final method I will share for using English in your daily life involves the content you already enjoy. I want you to watch short English videos and actively repeat the sentences you hear. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts are treasure troves of brief, engaging content created by native speakers. The algorithm is designed to show you things you love, so you can curate your feed to be filled with English language videos about topics you are genuinely passionate about, whether that is travel, cooking, technology, comedy, or daily vlogs. The key here is to move from passive consumption to active participation. When you find a video you like, do not just watch it once and scroll away. Watch it 2 or 3 times. The first time, just enjoy it and try to understand the general idea. On the second viewing, pay closer attention to the language. Then pause the video after a sentence or a short phrase and repeat exactly what the speaker said. Try to copy not just the words, but the very essence of their voice, their speed, their tone, their emotion, and their rhythm. Even if the video is only 20 seconds long, it represents a perfect, self-contained lesson in how real, contemporary English is spoken in informal settings. This method is incredibly effective because it is fun, it feels effortless, and it exposes you to the living, evolving language as it is used by people today, complete with current slang, expressions, and cultural references. It turns your entertainment time into a productive and highly enjoyable practice session. So, let us be very clear. Using English in your daily life is not a difficult or time-consuming endeavor. It does not require a formal teacher standing over your shoulder, and it certainly does not need to dominate your schedule. The true secret, the magic key, lies in this simple principle. You must consciously turn your small, routine daily actions into opportunities for English practice. It's a shift in perspective, where you see potential learning moments hidden in plain sight throughout your day. Instead of automatically saying good morning to your family in your native language, you make the conscious choice to say good morning in English. Instead of writing your shopping list or your work to-do list in your mother tongue, you take 2 minutes to try and write it in English. Instead of watching a few minutes of television or scrolling through videos in your own language, you deliberately seek out and watch 5 minutes of content in English. These actions are small, almost insignificant on their own. They require minimal extra time and almost no additional energy. But their power is not in their individual size. It's in their collective repetitive force. These small, conscious actions are the bricks that build strong, unshakable habits. And it is these strong, consistent habits practiced day after day after day that forge truly confident and capable English speakers. Therefore, I want you to remember this core message. Make the English language an integral part of your life. Let it reside in your phone's interface, in your private journal,
in your stream of thoughts, and in the sound of your own voice. Let it evolve from being a subject you study to being a tool you use, and finally to becoming a part of who you are. When you achieve this integration, English will shed its skin as a tedious homework assignment. It will no longer feel like a burden. It will feel like a natural extension of yourself, something you live with and use effortlessly. And that, right there, is the precise moment when real, authentic fluency begins to take root and flourish.
My heart was pounding, my palms were slightly damp, and the words felt like clumsy stones in my mouth. I was about to introduce myself to a room full of native English speakers, and I was terrified not of the grammar or the vocabulary, but of the simple, terrifying act of making the right sounds. That was the day I truly understood the immense power of clear pronunciation. Welcome to Coffee English. I'm here to guide you through a transformative journey that will reshape how you speak English, and it all begins with a seemingly simple tool, the tongue twister. Today, we are dedicating our session entirely to mastering English pronunciation through these specially crafted sentences. You might be wondering, why place so much emphasis on these playful, often silly, phrases? The answer is profoundly simple. Tongue twisters force your mouth to perform in ways it never has before. They are calisthenics for your speech organs. When you consistently practice them, your mouth muscles learn and memorize the precise movements required to produce authentic English sounds. Consider this your personal gym session, but instead of sculpting your arms or your abs, we are sculpting your tongue, your lips, and your jaw to achieve eloquent and confident speech. Many individuals learning English encounter significant challenges with specific sound combinations. These are not insurmountable barriers, they are merely untrained muscles and unlearned coordination. In this comprehensive lesson, we will systematically address and correct these common issues. We will practice the most notoriously difficult sounds in the English language together. I promise you, after working through this material, the physical act of speaking English will feel significantly more natural and far less forced. It is a little-known secret that professional public speakers, broadcasters, and actors rely on tongue twisters as a part of their daily routine. They understand that these exercises are the key to unlocking crisp, articulate, and pleasant-sounding speech. Now, you are about to learn these very same secrets. Are you prepared to begin? Let us commence with some gentle warm-up exercises to prepare our instruments. Before we dive into the intense workout, it is absolutely essential that we awaken your mouth. Just as you would never attempt to run a marathon without first stretching your legs, you should never attempt pronunciation practice without first preparing your articulatory muscles. This is our foundational step. First, I want you to open your mouth as wide as you possibly can. Mimic the deep, stretching motion of a powerful yawn. Hold it for a moment, then close your mouth again at a slow, deliberate pace. I want you to repeat this action precisely 3 times. This simple movement serves to activate and loosen the often tense muscles of your jaw. Next, we will focus on your tongue, the true superstar of clear pronunciation. Move your tongue around the interior of your mouth. Press its tip against the inside of your cheeks, first the left, then the right. Explore the hard, bony roof of your mouth. Tap the area just behind your upper front teeth. Your tongue is the primary artist responsible for sculpting English sounds, and we must ensure it is supple and ready for the intricate work ahead. Let us attempt our first, straightforward tongue twister. This initial phrase is designed to gently introduce your mouth to the rhythm and coordination required for the more complex ones that will follow. Please repeat after me, clearly and carefully. Red leather. Yellow leather. Excellent. Now, let's say it again, but this time, I want you to slow it down, focusing on the formation of each individual sound. Red leather. Yellow leather. Very good. Your mouth is now alert and prepared. It is time to confront our first significant challenge. Our first formidable challenge is the English R sound. This particular sound is notoriously distinct from its counterparts in many other languages, and a significant number of students find it to be one of the most perplexing hurdles. Please, set any anxiety aside. We will dismantle and master this sound through a gradual, step-by-step process. The fundamental secret to the English R lies in the unique position of your tongue. For this sound, the tip of your tongue does not make contact with any surface inside your mouth, such as your teeth or the palate. This is a radical departure from how R is produced in numerous other languages. Instead, the key is to curl the tip of your tongue gently backwards, creating a subtle arch in its middle section. Do not allow it to touch anything. The sound originates from this gentle, curved configuration and the resonance it creates within your mouth. Let us begin our practice with a simple sentence that contains several R sounds. Please repeat after me, focusing intently on the position of your tongue. Red roses are really beautiful. As you say this, consciously feel where your tongue is resting. It should be curled back, hovering freely. Let's try it again, with even more deliberate enunciation. Red roses are really beautiful. Now, we will progress to a classic tongue twister that English-speaking children often use in their own practice sessions. This phrase compels your tongue to rapidly assume the correct R position multiple times in quick succession. The phrase is, round and round the big rocks the man ran. Listen to the rhythm and repeat it, round and round the big rocks the man ran. Once more, with a focus on maintaining that curled tongue position throughout, round and round the big rocks the man ran. Here is a more complex one that will further solidify this muscle memory. Please take your time with this. Precision is far more important than speed at this stage. The phrase is, Robert's robot really repairs radios. If this feels exceptionally challenging, that is a positive sign. It indicates that your mouth is being pushed beyond its comfort zone and is actively learning a new neurological pathway. Let's attempt it again. Robert's robot really repairs radios. Every repetition is forging new connections between your brain and your speech muscles. We now venture into the unique territory of the English TH sounds. This is a pair of sounds that feels exceptionally strange to speakers of many other languages, as they simply do not exist in most linguistic landscapes. This is the primary reason they present such a consistent challenge. But I will guide you through them. It is crucial to understand that there are two distinct versions of this sound. The first TH is voiced, meaning your vocal cords vibrate, and it is found in words like this and that. To physically confirm this, place your fingertips gently against the front of your throat and slowly say the word this. Do you feel that distinct humming sensation? That is the vibration we are seeking. The second TH is unvoiced. For this sound, there is no vibration in your throat, only a stream of air passes through. You encounter this sound in words like think and thank. The mechanical setup for both sounds is identical. Gently place the tip of your tongue between your upper and lower front teeth. It is important not to bite down hard, simply let it rest there lightly. Then, you either activate your vocal cords for the voiced version or allow only air to pass for the unvoiced one. Let us begin by practicing the first, voice type. Repeat after me, ensuring you maintain that gentle vibration, this and that and these and those. Concentrate on the continuous buzz in your throat as you speak. Perfect. Let us try it once more, this and that and these and those. Now, we transition to the second type, the unvoiced th. Remember, no vibration, just a clean stream of air. Repeat after me, I think 30 people thought about it. Feel how the air flows smoothly over your tongue without any engagement from your vocal cords. Once more, with clarity, I think 30 people thought about it. Now, for the true test of your mastery, here is a complex sentence that forces you to alternate rapidly between the two different th sounds. This is supreme exercise for your oral agility. The phrase is, the 30 thieves thought they saw something. This demands precise and quick switching between the voiced and unvoiced variations. It is a phenomenal workout for your mouth. Let us attempt it again. The 30 thieves thought they saw something. A frequent and critical point of confusion for many English learners involves the subtle yet powerful distinction between the W and V sounds. Mistaking these can completely alter the meaning of your words, leading to potential misunderstandings. Consider the stark difference between wine, a delightful beverage, and vine, a climbing plant. Mastering this separation is essential for clarity. The production of the W sound is a wholehearted affair for your lips. You must round them both firmly, as if you are preparing to whistle a quiet tune. Your lips should work in unison to create a perfectly rounded opening, from which the sound emerges. The V sound, in contrast, is a completely different mechanical action. It involves a gentle partnership between your bottom lip and your upper teeth. Your bottom lip must lightly touch the bottom edge of your top front teeth. Imagine you are very softly biting your own lip. The sound is created by air passing through this narrow passage. Let us begin by isolating and practicing the W sound. Remember, keep those lips consistently rounded. Please repeat after me, we walked west while the wind was strong. Ensure that for every W, your lips form that distinct circle. Let's try it again, we walked west while the wind was strong. Now, we will shift our focus to the V sound. Recall the light contact between your lower lip and upper teeth. Repeat after me, Victor visited his village very often. Can you feel that gentle, consistent touch on every single V sound? That is exactly what we are aiming for. Excellent. Once more, with feeling, Victor visited his village very often. Now comes the ultimate test of your coordination, switching between these two sounds rapidly within a single sentence. This is where your muscle control is truly forged. The practice phrase is, we visited various places while wolves were walking. Your mouth must now dance nimbly between the rounded lips of the W and the lip-teeth contact of the V. This requires significant practice but yields incredible results. Try it once more. We visited various places while wolves were walking. Now, we turn our attention to a sound that is deceptively complex, the English L. This sound possesses two distinct variations, and understanding this duality is the key to mastering it. Do not be concerned, native speakers perform this switch unconsciously, and with focused practice, you can learn to replicate this automatic skill. The first type of L is the light L, which occurs at the beginning of words such as love and like. To produce this sound correctly, the tip of your tongue must press firmly against the alveolar ridge, which is that bumpy area just behind your upper front teeth. Hold it there as you vocalize the sound. The second type is the dark L, found at the end of words like call and all. For this version, your tongue tip still touches the same spot, but the body or back of your tongue lowers slightly within your mouth, creating a deeper, more resonant quality to the sound. Let us begin by practicing the first, light L sound. Please repeat after me. Lucy likes to look at little lamp lights. As you say this, pay close attention to the consistent placement of your tongue tip against that specific spot behind your teeth. Let us try it again, ensuring precision. Lucy likes to look at little lamp lights. Now, we will practice the second, dark L sound. Remember the lower, more resonant quality. Repeat after me. Paul will call all tall people. Can you hear and feel the difference in the resonance of the L sounds at the end of these words? This is the dark L in action. Once more, with emphasis on the final L's, Paul will call all tall people. To truly integrate both sounds, we will use a phrase that seamlessly blends the two types. This will train your mouth to switch between them fluidly. The phrase is, little children like to play ball games. This sentence contains both the initial, light L and the final, dark L, compelling your articulators to adjust automatically. This is superb coordination practice. Let us repeat it. Little children like to play ball games. Our journey now brings us to a critical and often confused pair of sounds, the sharp S and the soft SH. While they may seem similar to the untrained ear, they are produced through entirely different mouth mechanics, and confusing them can significantly impact your clarity. The key to distinguishing them lies entirely in the precise placement and shape of your tongue. For the crisp S sound, the tip of your tongue should hover very close to the alveolar ridge, that same area behind your upper teeth we used for the L sound. A thin, focused stream of air is directed over the center of the tongue, creating a sharp, clear, and hissing noise. For the soft SH sound, the entire tongue performs a different action. The tip pulls back slightly from the alveolar ridge, and the body of the tongue broadens and raises towards the roof of the mouth. This configuration creates a wider channel for the air, resulting in a husher, more diffuse sound that lacks the sharpness of the S. Let us begin by isolating the S sound. Please repeat after me, focusing on that precise tongue tip position and the focused airstream. 6 small snakes sat in the sun. Ensure each S is clean and sharp, without any slurring into a SH sound. Let's practice it again. 6 small snakes sat in the sun. Now, we will transition to the SH sound. Remember to retract your tongue tip and widen the body of your tongue. Repeat after me. She shops for shoes and shirts. Can you feel the different posture of your tongue and the softer, more airy quality of the sound? This is the correct formation. Let's solidify it. She shops for shoes and shirts. The ultimate challenge, of course, is to blend these two sounds into a single, complex phrase. This forces your tongue to dance nimbly between two very specific and close positions. The phrase is, Susan's fish shop sells fresh fish dishes. Your articulators must now switch rapidly between the precise S and the broad SH, a fantastic exercise for coordination and control. Let us attempt it again. Susan's fish shop sells fresh fish dishes. What comes next is a serious step up in difficulty. I must offer you a clear warning. The following section is deliberately designed to be exceptionally challenging. Even experienced English speakers and native communicators sometimes stumble over these specific phonetic combinations. Many of my most dedicated students practice these particular tongue twisters for several weeks before achieving fluency and speed. You should feel absolutely no pressure to complete this section perfectly. It is presented here as an optional summit for those learners who feel ready to push their abilities to the absolute limit and desire the most rigorous challenge available. These advanced tongue twisters are engineered to make your mouth work with an intensity it has not yet experienced in our session. They combine sounds, rhythms, and sequences that are inherently difficult for the human articulatory system to process quickly. However, if you are feeling courageous and are prepared for the ultimate test of your newfound skills, then I invite you to proceed. Remember, the goal here is not immediate perfection but the immense neurological and muscular value derived from the struggle itself. If they appear nearly impossible at first, that is because they are supposed to be. This is the training ground for elite pronunciation. Are you ready? Let us begin with the first category of advanced challenges. We start with what I call the fast repeat challenge. The phrase is simple in construction but devilish in execution: red blood, blue blood. Your task is to repeat this phrase as rapidly as you can, 5 times in succession. While it may look straightforward on the page, the rapid alternation between the R and B sounds, combined with the similar vowel sounds, will very likely cause your mouth to trip over itself. This exercise brilliantly highlights the need for precise coordination between your tongue and lips under pressure. Let us try it once at a moderate pace: red blood, blue blood. Now, attempt to accelerate while maintaining clarity. Now we move to what is often considered the impossible combination. This tongue twister is legendary in the English-speaking world, famous for being one of the most difficult sequences of sounds to articulate quickly and correctly. The phrase is, "The sixth sheep is sick." Let us break down why this is so notoriously challenging. It forces you to navigate a relentless series of sibilant S sounds and the complex TH combination in sixth, all while repeating similar words in a grammatically confusing structure. Your tongue, teeth, and airflow must cooperate with impeccable timing. Do not be discouraged if this feels unmanageable at first. The immense difficulty is the entire point. This phrase trains your mouth to make rapid adjustments that are directly transferable to complex everyday vocabulary. Let us attempt it slowly, focusing on each individual word without any concern for speed. Please repeat after me: the sixth sheep is sick. Pay close attention to the transition from the XTH in sixth to the S in sick. This is a key point of stumbling. Let us try it once more with deliberate care: the sixth sheep is sick. The value is in the attempt, training your brain and mouth to navigate this phonetic obstacle course. You have done it. You have just completed the entire Coffee English Comprehensive Tongue Twister training program. What you have accomplished here today was by no means easy, but you persevered, you worked diligently, and you performed exceptionally. The muscles within your mouth, your tongue, and your lips are now substantially stronger and more coordinated than they were when we began this session together. Your neural pathways have been actively forming new connections, creating the blueprints for authentic English pronunciation. In the coming days, you will likely begin to notice a wonderful and rewarding phenomenon. English words and phrases that previously felt awkward or challenging to pronounce will suddenly feel smoother and more natural on your tongue. Native speakers may unconsciously perceive a new clarity and confidence in your speech. The undeniable secret to compounding this progress and achieving even greater fluency is consistent, deliberate practice. I strongly encourage you to return to this specific lesson at least once every week. Each time you revisit these exercises, the tongue twisters will feel slightly more manageable, and your overall English pronunciation will continue to refine itself and become more natural. The journey of mastering English pronunciation is a marathon, not a sprint. It demands patience, time, and dedicated practice. However, with targeted exercises like the ones we performed today, you are equipped to make astonishing and lasting progress. Continue to work hard, continue to practice regularly, and above all, continue to believe in your own incredible capacity for learning and growth. Thank you for dedicating your time and effort to practicing with Coffee English today. Always remember to speak English every single day, no matter how briefly. Practice these exercises consistently, and take immense pride in every step of progress you make, both large and small. I wish you the very best of luck on your ongoing English journey. I look forward to seeing you next time.